All right, welcome in everybody. What's going on? Show number 247 live in the house. It's Locker Room Sports coming at you from the parts of North Alabama that all people love to be at. A little bit of cool in the wind this morning.
Yeah, it felt good last night. Uh it got cold. I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
It got windy.
it's been pretty cool weather. We're enjoying it. We're having a fantastic time. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hey, if you're on the page, first time we come on every Sunday night live at 6 o'clock. It's getting high school time around here, so we'll start going through that. And tonight we're going to look at some of the, some of the rankings and kind of how things are laid out. And we don't pick games or nothing like that, but we'll just kind of talk about some of the teams and prop up kids. That's what we do here. And
We don't pick games because people hate people that pick games.
and later on in the show, we'll go through some. We'll talk about Michigan a little bit, what news is going up there. Top transfers in the college portal, running backs, who's going to make the biggest splash. We'll give our opinions on that.
That's
and
interesting.
then the coaches poll. This top 25. We'll argue about that and say where we think it's great, where we think it's stupid.
Not many stupid places, but a few.
There's
Right?
some bad picks, but nobody's as perfect as this guy right here that we're fixing to bring on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Locker Room Sports would proudly like to bring to you Average Joe's founder, number one in our hearts, Bo Starkey.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, Bo? Was
Dude.
you in Milwaukee yesterday?
I was not, but I am going Friday this week, and I'll be there for Friday and Saturday. And Dean, you're gonna love this. Saturday, they're having a Harry Doyle bobblehead giveaway.
Oh, you're talking about the
Bob,
the announcer on Major League.
Yeah, so Bob Uecker's 92 years old, and he still calls on the radio for the Brewers.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing a Harry Doyle giveaway Saturday. So I'm gonna be up there for Friday's game and Saturday's game.
Well, I knew he called for them, but I thought he'd retired a long time ago.
I did too. I went up there, and one of my buddies, Tommy, that lives in Milwaukee, I usually go to games with. He told me, he said, "No, Bob still calls, man." He said he's 92 years old and he still comes to the park and calls games. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's pretty wild.
So, like, if you're in your
I didn't know.
if you're in your mid 40s right now, you think, "Man, I'm getting old," and this cat's still sharp enough to
92.
call on. Not only go to the games, but he's still calling on the radio at 92.
Still making good calls. Who's out at first and who's on second and what's on third and whatever that skit was.
What was it? He said cussed in that movie and said nobody's listening anyway.
Yeah, he said, well, I can't say it right now what he said, but he's like, "Man, you can't say that." He goes, "Hell, ain't nobody listening anyway."
Bo,
Yeah. What's
let
up,
me tell
guys?
you a little bit. We hadn't. I know you're busy and you got 100 other things going on. So, I wanted you to tell everybody kind of what you had going on and what you've been doing. Tell us about Average Joe's, and with the season getting started, where can they find you at? And just break it down for us.
Well, unfortunately, we had Reggie passed away last year, and you guys and everybody well knows, and that was a big loss to us, huge loss.
Yeah.
But when that happened, it was pretty devastating to all of us. I mean, all of us kind of took us, not just us, the community.
Don't even seem real, does it?
No.
Yeah, it seems fake, and I find myself sometimes still trying to call and text him. So after that, just trying to pick up the pieces and stuff. And I had at the end of the Final Four last year, I had a proposal come to me where I was going to make a network. I don't really want to talk about it too much. It was going to be really big statewide. You guys know about it, but not public knowledge. But that kind of fell through. So what happened was I got Todd Davis and I, who owns TV24, come together. And we formed an alliance and a business partnership, a working partnership. So now we have TV24 working with us, shoulder to shoulder. They're an FCC licensed television station. So that's been a huge positive for us. Actually, when Heath Harmon got hired on as executive director, we did an official interview with him, 30-minute interview with him in studio at TV24. Well, then that was a pretty good one, man. He learned a lot about him as a person. And then since then, we've brought in Chandler Tyree and Primetime, his show as well. So now we have Primetime with Coach Tyree, Dexter Tolbert, and those guys. They're all under the same Average Joe's umbrella with TV24 now as well. So we've got the triad going on, so to speak, and we've morphed our coverage into kind of like, I'll say the words I can explain this. You guys have seen what Pure Game Sports does with the graphics and coaches shows.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do coaches shows, but now
Right.
we've got like almost 20 schools that we're doing all their graphics, photo shoots, coaches shows for, on top of our normal coverage. So
Yeah.
it's been pretty crazy. And then we're going to have a Friday night show, a Saturday morning wrap-up show, and of course, Road to the Blue Map on Tuesdays.
Is Coach Beckett helping you some with that?
Coach Beckett's pretty much full-time helping us.
Good.
We got Coach Beckett. We got Caleb. Oh, by the way, Caleb Brooks is the new head baseball coach at Pike Road.
No, he's not.
Yep.
What about that? Well, congratulations, Caleb. Heck yeah.
It's a huge hire for him. It's a huge step
Yeah,
in the
man.
right direction for him because he's a
Wow.
great baseball coach. And, he's going to help us this season. He's going to finish out this season helping us. And
Yeah.
he's still going to call some state championship games and things. But moving forward, he's going to be the head baseball coach at Pike Road.
Wow.
But we-
I did not know that. Congrats,
I
Caleb.
haven't,
If you're watching, yeah, I've loved chopping it up with him. And hey, look, me and Bo were headed to we were going somewhere. And was it when me and you and Brick went to Hoover? I don't know. We was going somewhere. And he puts him on the phone, Dean.
Mhm.
And I didn't know it was him. Bo knew it was him, and Bo had already told him to kind of rev me about something.
Yeah.
What was we arguing? We was arguing about something.
Something
I
about
don't know.
Bama, wasn't
I
it?
don't know. It was some high school stuff. I don't know. No, it was talking about music. Like who was Eminem or
it was music. It was music. Yeah.
And he's going off, and I'm like, dude, you don't know nothing about. I mean, I'm going off on this guy. I mean, I'm telling him, and then he tells me who it is. And I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry.
I remember that now.
He set
we
that
were
up.
going to Hoover. We were going to the Hoover Vestavia game.
Vestavia game.
Oh, they got some dogs. So, and we'll go through these, and everybody knows how your show goes. We don't pick games, and we don't like. We just want to give kids coverage and just highlight them and brag on kids. That's what we do, and we'll go through some of the classifications. There's a lot of moving around, but I wanted to let you close it out with partnering with TV24 and the same coaching interviews and the same type stuff that you have done for years. It's still going to continue to be the same thing. I'm just wanting to let everybody know
It's going to be the same, right?
It's gonna be us on
anywhere.
steroids. Honestly, it's gonna be what we've done a
Not
lot better. Yeah, it's gonna be everything we've done is gonna be blown up more.
Yeah.
With primetime, well, what they do as well. I mean, Scott Tyree, Chandler Tyree, Dex. I mean, it's gonna be Gary. I mean, like they've got a whole squad themselves and do a great job in Calhoun County. But then you add that to the mix with us. We got 9 photographers. We got Brick Boy, videographer. I mean, it's really turned into like really fortunate. We've probably got about a 30 crew team or more. And let me tell you guys this: we're teaming up with like on our graphics we're making for these schools. We're doing internship with JSU, so their interns come through and help. Their whole graphics design team at JSU is helping with this project. So
is your headquarters there in where we used to come to?
Oxford, no, it's
in Oxford.
okay.
At TV24. Yeah, we got the station now, so we're actually.
Good.
I probably don't need to say that. Nothing.
Well, you don't have to share everything.
No.
Well, I've been saying there's another satellite station coming to Etowah County, but I can't tell you when and where.
Okay. Now I'll add this, and we'll finish out, and we'll get on to football stuff. But I just wanted you to give you the floor and let everybody know that you're not gone. It's the same thing. Bo Starkey's still going to be sitting down and talking to coaches, and he's still going to be on the sidelines, highlighting players and watching football games. But I want to share this, and you probably know this, Bo, but a lot of people may not. William Bussey from Rick and Bubba Show has taken the media. He's like the VP over media relations for JSU now. He took that job.
Really?
Yeah. So once him and Rick are done with the show at the end of the year around Christmas, William, or Bill Bussey will be working at JSU. So some of your team will be not, y'all are going to run across each other because of his.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah, tell me.
We're TV24. We're actually filming the Eli Go coaching show with Rich Rod this year. We're over the production of that with TV24.
I think William is doing. I'm not sure. No, I'm just kind of talking here. I think he's going to be involved with that. He's 100% involved. Okay, he's involved with putting on Eli Gold's show, and he'll be behind. Bubba's not going to be camera talking. He's going to be helping run stuff.
He's going to do every JSU coaches show except that one, and then he's going to he's going to come on and do actually in front of the camera, but on this one he's behind the camera because you kind of got Eli Go and Rich Rod there, so he's going to kind of do it like a Hey Coach setup.
Okay, so that's a lot of exciting stuff going on in the state of Alabama, and hey, we knew Bo on well, he was kind of in the middle of a run. We didn't catch him on his early come up. He was kind of in the middle of it though. We were still doing Tuesday night high school stuff over at Sparks, and
those were the days.
Yeah, that's
man.
why I was asking. Is y'all still at Sparks?
No,
That's how out of the loop I am.
Well, now they're still one of our biggest sponsors, without a doubt.
Yeah.
We still do a lot of stuff with them.
Yeah,
So, absolutely. We're blessed for that.
And congrats to Beckett. I didn't know. I'd heard rumors that he was.
Well, if all goes well, Beckett's going to do a lot of calling games for us, like games on Friday nights, like color analysts.
Yeah, he could do.
He's going to be a color analyst, and Caleb. We got about 3 or 4 people's going to call, but Beckett should be calling weekly.
Yeah, he'll be good at
He'll be very good at the color.
But he knows everybody.
He knows
football. He's been around football since he was 5 years old. His daddy was coach. I mean, you know what I'm saying. So it'll be. He won't even have to practice. He can just show it in the box and talk.
Yeah, he knows the game really well, and he knows he's got connections with everybody as well. So
we've been into it all weekend over him ignoring my text. I hope we make up over it. I hope he don't think I'm serious. And
we got to get you up here soon to come hang out on the porch with me and Beckett sometime.
Yeah. Where now? Do you live close to him?
I live Rainbow City. He lives South Side, so we're probably 5 minutes from each other.
5 minutes,
just down the road.
I'm not trying to take away from none of this, but people watching this are probably into this game back here. It's 45-45. Look at that, Georgia and Oklahoma. You remember that game, Bo?
Oh yeah,
back years ago.
I agree with Matt. That's one of the best college games ever.
It was
shootout.
So that's kind of that, and want to let Bo kind of get out where you can find him at. You can still find him on Facebook and TV24. Just type in TV24 and just Google.
Yeah, WEAC 24. And you can Google Average Joe Sports Talk. It'll pull up.
It'll pull up everywhere they're at. So I guess first of all, Bo, we'll start on the smaller ones. We'll start with 1A. And with all this moving around, we want your opinion. We want your opinion on some of these teams that's moved around, and maybe, I ain't gonna say if it'll hurt a program or make a program better, but scheduling wise, I could probably see we're talking about 1A here, and this is just some top teams.
They're all from the South.
Teams that are
well, how many years in a row have they won it?
I know.
12, maybe 10.
Well, Pickens County is definitely the gatekeepers. If you can beat them.
Bobby Tittle asked me about my cup. This is the JSU cup. That's my guy, Bobby Tittle.
Oh, yeah. So,
Texas 0.
Yes. He does a good job.
Teams moving out of 1A, moving up to 2A. Of course, a local team here, Cedar Bluff Tigers. That's not a big deal. My son, when he
got lucky enough to go there the 2 years they've done it in the history. I felt bad for him.
Sophomore and junior year on the middle of Fife's dynasty run.
Yeah,
he got to play them, which was an honor.
That's an honor.
To play them. Yeah. So Cedar Bluff back to 2A is not a big surprise.
It's an honor you don't want to go through.
No, it's tough. We love the competition though, because Coach Benefield puts on a class act, and his players are super professional, and they just come to do one thing: chew bubble gum and win football games. And they never have bubble gum.
No. You don't even let them chew.
No, he don't even buy it on the bus. Coach Christian moving up to 2A. Coach O'Brien and staff, Teddy, the fighting Whitmeyer's over there. Decatur Heritage up to 2A. Houston County. This is one I'm kind of curious about, Bo, and fill us in and plethora our knowledge on Houston County. Do you know a little bit about them?
Houston County. I don't know much about them. Now I've heard some of the guys down south that covers that area talk about them and said they were a team that was on the rise last year. But I'm going to tell you something. This is no disrespect for none of us up here in the north, because I shouldn't be biased, but I'm kind of biased because I live in the north. Until somebody flips that script and busts through and wins a 1A championship game, we all can't complain that the top 10's loaded with Southern teams.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, Bo, I've been going to, I'd say I probably started in 2000s, early 2000s, going to the state championship games. And I remember Addison won one.
Yep.
That's right. And
Mars Hill, when they were 1A, they did.
Mars Hill, Addison, Pickens. Is that it? I mean, is anybody else?
You know, Wadley went, lost. Coosa went, lost.
But
I'm just talking about recently here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I just can't remember a lot of Northern.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not been a lot. And, you know, Coosa had a 14-0 lead last year and lost.
Since they moved it to the neutral spot, I can't remember a lot of 1As.
Now, our Tider Insider, our bestest friend and number one fan on both shows.
My dog.
The Tider Insider, Tyler from the Tider Insider, they go down on to 2A. Do you feel like that? It's got to be beneficial to them some. I mean, you've met with a coach up there.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to know parcel of that story, he had guys laid out up there, and he said it looked like a war zone. People with broke legs and broke arms, and he's a great guy. He coaches the kids up tough. They're tough kids. Mountain kids are going to be tough. So tell us a little bit about Ider moving down to 1A.
I think that one.
Yeah, Coach Grant, man, he's a phenomenal guy and a phenomenal coach, and his kids play their guts out for him. And last year he started the season out with a ton of injuries, and it just they got beat up, and you know, and heck, they were up there in that grew in 2A North with Fife and Pisgah and all those guys. So
North Sand Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, every week it's a you know, what's the saying? Fist fight in a phone booth, so to speak.
Yeah.
But moving down, it's definitely going to help them. And I tell you this, not jumping ahead to nothing. And I know we're talking about football, but Ider girls versus Spring Garden girls.
Oh yeah,
Ider girls are very good at basketball.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's going to be a war. But not jumping ahead to that, but that is definitely circled. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, you come out of what they've played the last few years, and you move down, and he's returned some guys. He's got some really good looking kids, big linemen. Ider's physical. It's going to be good. And I'm going to tell you something. I think too many people is sleeping on Spring Garden. I'm telling you, dude. I mean, I'm telling you, them guys, they got dudes over there, and they're physical, and they run downhill, and they tackle well, and they're coached well. And, I mean, there's just what they remind me of is what they remind me of. They're in the same situation as Pisgah is in 2A. I know we're going to talk about Pisgah in a minute, but not that many people's talking about them. But both teams return great players. Both teams have a team that they've struggled a little bit with recently, out of their way now. You know, that being Waukegan and then Fife moving up in the other situation. And it's a breath of fresh air because they have so many guys coming back, and they don't have the pressure they normally have. Yeah. Right. You don't hear everybody saying, you know, that's great, that's good, because now they can go in under the radar and do what they've done for the last, 15, 20 years, is play really good physical football. And I guarantee you they're going to make a run, and they're going to be a deep playoff team.
I think them and Valley Head, who neither one of them are ranked,
hey guys,
are both going to be good.
Valley Head plays at Jamboree at Coosa. Yeah, this coming up Friday.
They got 8 seniors. Jody and them just sent me some.
Let me tell you something. They look like men. I seen them at media days. I went to their media days up here, and in DeKalb and Marshall, they do the DeKalb Jackson does one together, and they look like grown men. They got several 600-pound squatters, 500-pound squatters. They're going to be. They got their entire backfield back. Yeah, they're going to be a handful. They're a whole backfield back.
I'm pretty sure they got eight seniors on the picture that he sent me. I put up. Y'all can find it on the page.
You talking about the one where they're standing kind of like this?
Yes, yeah.
Oh man, they look like grown men, dude.
And I know when we went and covered the weightlifting meet up there,
the strong as the ox.
All those guys and Coach Hammond, and I stood around talking to him and Coach O'Brien a little bit, and Teddy and them, and I covered and did some little videos for the guys, make them hype them up a little bit, and all their guys are strong. Okay,
didn't they win it?
Yes, they did.
I'm not going to say who, but somebody told me not to listen to any negative talk about Valley Head because it was just a lie, pretty much.
Where's Aaron? Aaron's got to be on here somewhere.
And I agree with you about Spring Garden. Connor Bates, he's suffered some injuries, but he's a good back.
Oh, he's a
So is
dude,
John.
man.
So is John Wells.
Coach
That's what I'm
Short,
saying, man. They got all the pieces to the puzzle back. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
And I thought they did. I thought their quarterback come on a lot last year.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
we can look at it.
he played. You know, he come in a situation where Chapel wasn't at quarterback. He
Right.
come in, he threw the ball well. But and another good thing is they still got some linemen coming back. Big, you know,
they got big
several
Wells.
linemen. Yeah,
He's just
yeah,
going to.
Jonathan.
Noah's just going to get. He's getting older, so he's going to be better. He's going to be more experienced, and he's going to do good. Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out real quick. Thank you for a sponsor ad here, Mobley Concrete Construction. Jerry and the Butch. Find him on Facebook. He puts up posts of pictures and jobs that they do, so you can go on there. He gives free estimates. Call Jerry at 903-343-8581. Just regular good old people over there from the Spring Garden area. We love Jerry and the family, and watching the boys grow up, play football over there. So shout out Jerry Mobley Concrete Construction.
I definitely think Spring Garden or Valley Head could challenge for the North. Now, what they can do with the South team, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know nothing about the South team.
Well, here, speaking of the South, we'll run through this kind of just highlight it. Y'all can go find this on ahsfhs.org.
Well, we know who else we got.
It's tough. Leroy's definitely, they're always a team, the Bears for 2024 to run their third straight championship into 2024 maybe. Wadley, now we all know about Jaquiz Wilkes. I watched him play in person live.
That's a dangerous team.
He's like, see, it looks like he's 6'6" on the field. He's very tall. He's so athletic. He looks like he's jogging out there and he's just running away from people.
Yeah,
he's only going to be a junior this year.
Yeah, and he's already have 9,000 all-purpose yards.
Yes, so and he's got all over the place. Now, one of my favorite guys in the whole world here, Alvin Henderson down at Elba. Alvin has committed to Auburn, and I run his Twitter stuff a whole lot, and I've talked to him a little bit. And now he's just a great young guy.
I could be mistaken.
Stuff for him. I love.
Did he not transfer?
I've not heard anything.
No, not far.
There was talk. Sure?
I see him on Twitter about
you want me to check
every few days.
You can check, but I thought I heard he did or he's about to one.
I
don't know. I'm not trying to start a rumor. I just heard that.
I hadn't heard that. No, if he is, he's quiet about it. He's at Auburn a lot. That's where he's at. He committed down there, and we're proud for him. Brantley, Bo, everybody knows Brantley and what.
Brantley's very good.
They're going to return 9 starters to the offense and 11 starters on a good defense last season. So look out.
Pickens returns. I can't see the letters on there because I can't see good, but Pickens is another very dangerous North team. They return a ton.
I just had a coach text me and ask me if Ozzy Osbourne was on their show tonight. I don't know what.
Yeah, he is. We got him waiting on backstage. Sweetwater won their first title in '77, so they're always going to be somebody to take care of.
Well, they got 11 state championships. Is that correct, or is it 13?
Sweetwater.
Now, Georgiana, somebody told me, maybe it was me and one of the guys from down south, the Panthers of Georgiana have come a long way from 0-10 just 2 seasons ago to the best defense in 1A football. Right there you see it, the best defense in 1A football. They returned 8 starters on offense and 6 on defense. So look for Georgiana to be around Hackleburg. We've played them and battled them in baseball up here at Cedar Bluff for years and years and years. The Victor kid, very good running back, Davin Dunley. So the prospects are good for another great season for Hackleburg. Other teams that you want to talk about probably this year to keep everybody will be Milry. We talked about them a lot last year. Keith, Addison, and right there you go in highlight, Valley Head.
I was going to go on and say it. I would think Elbow with a back that's going to Alabama or Auburn.
He's going to Auburn, yeah.
I mean, Auburn, a Power 5 school, they've got to be your favorite, do they not?
Well, you know, they
gained 3,500 yards.
They said, you know, last year, Coosa Christian thought that's who they were playing, and then they kind of got upset. So they were all focused on playing him, and then they got, you know, but you can't underestimate. I hate to be Rudy Tomjanovich, but you can't underestimate the heart of a champion. So, you know, Leroy went in there and won the football game, but that's who they thought they were playing in the finals.
Well, see, Leroy, you know, used to win 2A.
Yeah.
They're going to be a tough out, too.
And here's some other 3 teams that kind of wasn't in there, but these are some teams to be look out on the rise for. Everybody knows Maple, so we watched Dunlap play against Cedar Bluff. He went on to Troy, fantastic football player. Pickens County, the gatekeeper and coach over there, he does a fantastic job. And also Linden.
He's a great guy.
Linden is a team that, man, they're just always in the.
Have they
they're
won
just
one?
mentioned a lot.
Have they ever won one? I know
Linden.
they've been right in it.
I don't know.
They've been in the thick of it. I don't know if they have crossed the line or not.
But they've been pretty good. Now they're north, right?
Hey, I think Linden is north, and I think they're one of those teams that flip flop, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, how's my man Knapp? What is how do y'all think Knapp's going to be? He's got his guys healthy this year.
Well, he's got a
crew,
man.
Better.
He's got a crew.
He's still young.
How many seniors you say? Eight seniors this year. 6 seniors.
6.
But see, last year he was super young, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like a bunch of kind of like Samrock. Had a lot of freshmen on the line, like a lot of young linemen.
And he had transfer, and I think they'll be better. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and throw him down under the bus and say they should go 7.
You know, one thing I like about Galesville is they play physical week in, week out. Every week you go. Every time I went to see them, they're a physical team. And I love watching teams like that play.
But I'll say this, guys, and he don't mind me saying this: if they have an injury,
I know it's going to be bad.
Bad.
Here's Linden. We was talking about Linden. They were state champs in 2020, and
okay, they did win one.
And here's some of their, the mythical titles like Cedar Bluff's got 2 or 3 or so.
Wait a minute, in 2020 they won it.
Yeah,
I did not know that. I did not think they'd ever won one. They had that same coach.
Who did they beat?
Linden. We'll look right here. I can go to 2020.
Yeah, look and see. 2020.
Let's see, coaches. Let me turn this off. We'll go to.
I remember them going, but I didn't think they won. I don't know. I've seen so much football, my mind gets fried sometimes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I totally understand.
I did not think they won one.
Looks like they beat Pickens County 32.
If they, because Pickens lost. Yeah.
See the summary: first downs, running, passing. Golly, are you kidding me? I had one. Okay.
I did not know they ever won one.
2020 Class 1A state championship game was Linden against Pickens County.
Yeah. Okay. Matter of fact, I was there. I remember that now. I do.
I do not. I didn't.
That would have been at.
My mind stays.
Had the same coach the whole time.
I just see so much football and stuff. My mind just goes. Ugh.
Oh, I know. Ain't no doubt.
It almost gets overloaded, doesn't it?
It does, dude.
We try to remember all these.
I can remember, and this, you guys may laugh, but I can remember almost every game for the Gators in the entire 90s. But I can't remember anything after that, like the 2000s, 2010. Like I can't. It's crazy. I can remember every play almost. It's insane.
See, I've got this hang up where I've got to watch games with people.
What's that?
Whether it be Matt or whoever.
So you can remember who you was watching it with?
No. But there'll be some Saturdays like, God, I hope there's not a good game on because I'm wore out.
I'm wore out. I got you.
Yeah.
Comment section here, Mr. Amos comments. Wadley is a sleeper in 1A. I don't
think they're a sleeper.
I don't love to argue with our people that come by the show because we love you for coming by and hanging out. We sure
think they're a favorite for 1A.
Channel. I don't think they're a sleeper though.
I
think they're a favorite for 1A North.
I think everybody knows Wadley's coming. I don't think nobody's going to have to hide from that fact. 2A.
I think they're favorite too in the North.
Let's dip our toes in the water on 2A right here.
2A is interesting.
Now we had JB on, and he really talked about Reeltown, and they're number 1. And he was.
I don't agree with that.
He tried not to brag on them too much, but with everybody they're bringing back and where they finished last year, he didn't want to say it because he's a humble guy and it's his hometown team. But I can agree with that.
I can agree with them being ranked high. Do you think? I mean. Well, I know they've got a talented kid, and I had his name wrote down. They've got one. They lost a stud, 2,000 yard back, but they've got another one just as good.
I'll tell you this: I've been down there.
One or two.
I've been down there and interviewed Matt. I interviewed Matt Johnson last year. I went and talked with him and hung out with him at Reeltown and got to know him real good. He's one of the best, pure, genuine coaches you'll ever meet. Real big Christian guy, runs a great program. And they have a lot of guys. And I tell you this, the way they played Fife last year was a complete, just a transition of 1,000% from the way they played them prior years when they got beat 56-7.
That was really a good game.
That in itself had to springboard them a little bit to say, hey, these guys are human. They do bleed, like we do. And they played their guts out against them. So I could see where sports writers who probably don't watch them all the time would say, hey, they were turning so many guys. They played Fife like that. Fife's out of the way now. They're going to be ranked.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with Real Team being one. If there were two,
Tay Martin.
Tay Martin, maybe in the chat here.
He's very good. Tay Martin.
Special. They lost a 2,000-yard back, Arthur Lee or something like that.
Sam Cannon says that Gainesville will probably surprise some people this year if they can stay healthy. It's possible.
Yeah,
if you play Gainesville, you better have your chin strap buckled. That I can promise you.
They wrestle in the weight room. I mean, they're wrestling.
I watched them do freaking bear crawls and what are those things called? Monkey rolls, and they do some old cool stuff. So I love it.
I watched, and I think I've told Matt about this before. I watched them play a ball game one night. I'm not going to mention who they played. And they lost, but they absolutely beat the other team to death.
Oh yeah,
there was more shots in that game by Gainesville.
Yeah.
It was 12-1 as far as hard hits.
and let me tell you this. You don't get to see that on Friday nights now. It's more of a spread out. It's a lower contact. I like blunt force trauma. I like watching that. There's a few teams in this area that does that.
You got to get down up here and see him this year. Last year, he put this crisscross play.
He's got a play that averages 68 yards a carry.
It's a crisscross play. It looks like some old Coach Benefield.
Is it out of the wing tee?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the back's crisscross in the backfield, and you don't know where the ball's at.
Nobody knows where it is. I don't know if anybody stopped it.
Listen, I was at practice, and when he hit it, my eyes got big, and I'm watching the ball. I didn't know where it went.
I love it.
Which one had the ball.
Now, I'm joking about the 68 yards a carry, but it's probably not far from it.
No, I love it.
But it's one of them plays you can't run, but what? Twice
a couple times, yeah.
A couple of times.
Now we're into 2A now.
All right, let's go.
2A. We mentioned Real Town. I don't have a problem with them being one.
No.
The well coached, super great. The area down there is a lot like here. It's football. People play football. Now, this team you can tell us more about. Starkey turned me on to this team probably about 2 years ago. He said, hey, let me tell you about a little school called Tuscaloosa Academy. I think they're on the rise. Well, Bo, tell us about Tuscaloosa Academy son.
Well, I've watched them play Fife 2 years ago, and I've watched them since. And they were an ASIA team that was completely dominant. I mean, just dominating. And they have an open enrollment where they can, kids can come in and join their school. So they have a lot of high-end athletes. And I'm going to tell you the model that they're using, and you can go look any of this up, what I'm about to tell you. Look at Montgomery right now.
Mm-hmm.
Some like when you and I, or when we were growing up, Robert E. Lee was dominant.
Yeah.
Right.
My mama taught school down there.
He's number one in the country one time.
I went to the elementary school in town, and Mama taught English at Robert E. Lee. This was in 1985.
Yeah.
All right. Then years pass by. Then Prattville comes to rise. Right.
Yeah.
Prattville was dominant when they had Bill Clark. Okay. So now, all those athletes that were in those locations has migrated in to like Catholic, MA, Montgomery Academy. They've come into these private schools. So in Tuscaloosa, you notice how Tuscaloosa Central, years back was really good, and then Tuscaloosa County was good. Those teams have went down, and now this team's coming up. Those athletes are joining this team right here. So I tell you that to tell you this. They are very good. They're very skilled. They're big up front, and they have a ton of athletes. And they're going to be a handful in the north. I can tell you that. That's a fact.
About Tuscaloosa Academy.
Tuscaloosa Academy.
They got them at second spot here in 2A. And,
are they not probably, I mean, really, let's just be honest. Are they not probably the favorite?
Yeah. If it wasn't for Fife, they'd have probably already went to 2 state championships already.
Yeah.
Them in Real Town. I mean, that's why 1 and 2.
Them and Pisgah. Pisgah's another one we'll get into Pisgah in a minute. But, I mean, them and Pisgah would be a freaking war, buddy.
I think if you flop 1 and 2, most people probably wouldn't be. Even JB probably wouldn't be like, oh, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're number 1.
Is this the ASIA poll or the?
No, this is on. Yeah, it's through the Alabama Sports Writer stuff.
Okay, all right.
Everybody knows about Pisgah. Good Lord, we've watched them for years. And
to tell you something about Pisgah, I've already went and talked to Luke this year.
Yeah,
they're going to be scary good offensively.
I know
who Pisgah is.
Yeah.
I thought they lost everybody.
Hey, they lost their quarterback, but they got another quarterback there, buddy. That's going to be. He's about 6'4", 6'3". He can spin it. But then they got all their receiving core back.
Yeah,
they got a lineman. They got one lineman that Luke told me about. This kid's over 300 pounds. I cannot remember his name, but he's super good. And then they return a ton on defense. They're going to be really, really good again.
So you think they could be better than last year?
They're going to be as good as last year. Yes.
Wow.
100%.
And they're in the area, region with Cedar Bluff, Sand Rock. So
see, I was under the impression that they lost all those guys.
No, they just lost their quarterback and a couple of their linemen.
They lost a lineman that went to Alabama as like I don't know if it was a walk-on, but a preferred walk-on or something. And then their quarterback they did lose, but this quarterback that they have now is the one that played in 5 in the playoff game. He was also a starting receiver. So he's really, really good, and he knows the offense. And you can look at their score in the playoffs. I mean, they
were a scoring machine.
They're going to be very good.
So I don't either. I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't see any letting off being at Pittsburgh. No. I mean, the coach he's still going to be the same coach, and we know what they're expecting. Now, Cottonwood, Clark County, those are some teams I don't keep up with a whole lot now. We do know about Coosa Christian, Coach O'Brien. Teddy was on here. He said, "What's up?" A shout out to Teddy, Alaric, and everybody.
I ate lunch with Alaric and Teddy day after church. They go to church with me.
Did y'all not bring me nothing? Okay.
Which I'm just telling this to the audience, and they are not really losing a lot. When you get down there, I mean, when you just look at what their seniors, they're not losing a whole lot, guys. This class is going to be probably one of their better classes.
I didn't know that Justice was back.
I mean, Cleet's still playing. Okay, Cleet didn't graduate. None of those boys are gone, and they've added in the kids that's kind of moved up and matured over the year because some of them got to play a lot last year. So this Coosa team's going to be slightly favored probably in a lot of their games.
I think they'll be excellent. Got Moats back.
Yeah.
They got the kid, and I do not know his name. Why? I cannot remember it. But more than one person.
The young guy with the
said he's the best player he's ever coached in his life.
What position?
He's a cornerback, wide receiver, and he's a long jumper and distance.
Oh yeah, the kid that had the record for the. I never remember his name.
He was the fastest kid and 12-year-old in the country or something.
Oh, you're talking about Kylan.
Kylan, what's his last name? Johnson.
Kylan Johnson. Yeah.
Yes, that's him.
Well, he's going to be special.
I know. He's like a 10th grader this year or something.
He's a long jumper, right? Or is it a high jumper?
He was a sprinter. Yeah. He was a track guy. He's a sprinter.
If he wanted to high jump.
I mean, he made a lot. He made this some of that other stuff. Yeah.
He set a record in some kind of long jump for his age group, like as a 7th grader or something.
Yeah,
that may be true. I didn't know that. Larry coaches their track now.
So Coosa's not really going away. So whatever y'all expected from last year, it's going to kind of be this. It's just going to be rinse and repeat with them.
Yeah.
Now,
defense in the state.
I didn't know a whole lot about this Goshen team, but JB did, and JB said that they're going to be really somebody to pay attention to. That they may be a little. People are not looking at them as close as he thinks they should be. He thinks they're going to be a pretty good, solid team.
Goshen is a team that's similar to Pickens. They've always got guys.
Where is it?
Year. I couldn't tell you. I don't know the exact location of it, but if you watch throughout the years, they're always in the thick of it in the South. Always.
The same thing with this next team, Isabella. They're always in the middle of it. Highland Home, I've seen them play in a jamboree.
They're loaded
this way somewhere. One year they came up this way, and I seen them at a camp.
Very good.
Their linemen are big, man. I mean, for 2A schools,
they're good.
Freaking dudes, man.
And Isabella, if you remember, they've played 5 the last couple of years early and played them decent football games. So Isabella's
going to be a hard out.
Yep.
And this Decatur, of course, Decatur Heritage. Good gracious, man. I mean,
I think that's going to be. I'm just speaking my mind here. I think that's going to be a rough transition for them.
Decatur Heritage moved up as well, right? Yeah.
Yes, I think that's going to be tough on them.
I think they'll be okay. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I'm saying
Nikita
I mean in the regular season. I meant for playoffs.
Yeah, that's Nikita Stover's team, correct?
Yeah.
Played at Alabama.
But just looking at this, this list of 10 of this new 2A, it's kind of weird not seeing 5 on there. I know. But these are pretty good football teams, man. This whole list.
That's good.
That's a lot of good football players.
That's good. Hey, I'm interested to see what Coach Heath does. He's got some guys helping him out because last year, he ran into the injury bug.
Yep.
And had some guys leave, and I'm interested to see what they do right there in your county, and also right there in your backyard, Cedar Bluff. I want to see how they do.
Back to 2A.
Going back to 2A because that's a transition. Transitioning up. Not only in football, I want to see what they're doing in basketball as well. How they welcome the challenge because that's it is. People say, man, it's not a big step up. I mean, it is athletic, and you're going to see kind of the same athletes, but it's a little bit different. I mean, there ain't no doubt about it. I mean, it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I can tell it now because it's not. I mean, and I'm not going to say no names. So they're about a big loss. They had a player leave.
Yeah,
and it's a big loss. I'll just put it like that.
And all you can do is just move on, and you just keep doing what you've been doing.
Hey, it's a double-edged sword with Coach Heath too. I always want him to go to the playoffs and do good, but I always can't wait to get him on my road to blue map in the playoffs. So I'm pulling for him both ways.
And I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything about the kids league, but if he'd had everybody that had played up there together last year,
Coach Heath,
they would have been fine.
Oh yeah,
they would have had a good team.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm looking forward to our guys. Sandrock they've been 2A for a while.
Yep.
And leaving 2A and going up to 3. BB Comer and Ernie, Coach Willingham, love him, man. We're gonna have him on the show real soon. I love him calling in. He is Bo. I ain't telling you nothing that you don't already know.
It's unbelievable.
He is a walking meme. I told Teddy this one time.
Oh God, yeah.
Teddy, if you go to a baseball game, people, it's worth the price of admission. Just hang around somewhere around the dugout of Collinsville.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's great. He's a walking meme, dude. I mean, it's just the stuff he says and how he says it. It's kind of got a little Coach Benefield to him. Like he's a little sarcastic with the players. Like, yeah, you know what? Why don't you cover up a little bit closer? Because you're just way faster than him. So why don't you play up a little closer? Would you back up? He's faster than you. What are you doing? It's great. I mean, it's just it just makes my day, and I can't.
I've never been around him much.
I can't wait.
I like him. I've talked to him.
Hey, well now he moved up, so he's in 3A this year.
Well, he's mad at Paul because Paul keeps following him around.
They should have a good team, though. I think
hey, Collinsville is loaded.
Yeah.
September the 7th. That's that second week. We will be there because everybody in
they are loaded, buddy.
Fife will be at Collinsville, and you can count on Big Matt and Diamond Dean being on the scene.
That when is that the second week?
Yeah, I think it's the second game, third game. September. Yeah.
Is it on a Thursday?
No, everybody's gone in the county. It'll be Friday night game.
Okay, good.
So we will be at that game. I'll tell you that right
now. Be good.
That'll be a good game. Locust Fort, Bo, tell us something that we don't know about Locust Fort.
Should they be ranked number 2, Bo?
Are they 2 in 3A?
Yeah.
We're fixing to go over there.
Okay, when you go over there, we'll talk about them. Or you want me to go ahead and talk about them?
No, I was just telling you that.
Asking you.
That they're going to be.
Oh, Locust Fort is loaded. Let me tell you this. They averaged 53 points a game on offense last year, and he returns 9 of those guys, and he gained a 6'4" wide receiver that runs a 4.4.
Can they win it?
Yeah.
Offensively, you're going to have to score in the 30s or 40s to beat them. So I can tell you that. But they dropped them into the SEC West of regions with Piedmont, with Welborn, with Sachs, and all those guys. But again, Dino Embry is the most. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. People may not agree with this. Dino Embry, I think, is the most underrated football player in North Alabama.
And that's their quarterback, right?
Yeah. I mean, he they did the percentage. He played 55% of their snaps last year, and he had 60 touchdowns.
We were talking about the guy at Locust Fort, by the way.
Yeah, Dino Embry.
Right back.
And guess what? He had 60 touchdowns and only 55% of their snaps. And he's back, and he has more weapons this year to throw to. And he's going to put Landon Keith at running back, who's a super strong kid. You've posted a picture of both of those kids the other day. But they have everything intact. And I think they returned 7 on defense, and they scored 33 on 5 in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be a handful. Like I said, you're going to have to score 30 or 40 to beat them, period. I don't care who you are. So if you can't score points and you play them, you're in trouble.
We'll go backwards on this here, and we'll move out of 2A. Coach Christian Conquerors came with a touchdown, winning it last year in the 1A. They're out to prove themselves to belong in 2A. QB John David Justice will lead the charge on offense. And when they take the field out against Georgia State champions Pierce County, August the 23rd, which will be coming up next week. One thing about the 2A teams is there are always a few teams that qualify for these postseasons, even with the losing record, mainly because of the team's schedule and higher classification. So, Coach O'Brien, I know. When I seen that game, I was like, why? And I know why. It's the stupid.
Have you seen his other non-region games?
Yes.
They play Spell City and Fife.
I know.
I can see. I mean,
we know why.
I know Mark.
He's not trying to win the game. It's not about winning the game. He just wants his guys to be prepared to play tough football late in the season. I get it. But Pierce County,
that's brutal.
Just play. I mean, like
they put 48 on Rockmart.
You could probably play South Alabama. I'm serious.
They put 48 on.
Hey, y'all do know they run a double wing too, so they run a physical type off of the.
I mean,
the quarterback ran the ball 51. The quarterback ran the ball 51 times against Rockmart.
He had 2,000 yards rushing and 2,000 passing last year.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And pretty much 6A Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clark County, we'll mention them too. They have 7 back on defense and 7 players back on offense. So Clark County, I just know the area. I know the area has football players for sure.
We watched them win it.
Yes. Cotton,
was it 2 years ago with Stacy Luker?
Cleveland.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Clark County.
Yeah. Yeah.
They beat Cleveland, correct.
That was a great game, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of that's that coach, too.
The first time since 2010, if things go as planned, Cottonwood could be back at it once again. Pisgah, we talked about them. Luke Gilbert and Leon McCray should be explosive on the offense as much as they was last year. Have scored 652 points in 14 games. A total of 17 starters last season will be welcome back.
See what I'm saying? I told you guys everything that you just read right there.
Yeah.
46 points a game.
Yeah.
Luke Gilbert's that quarterback I was telling you about.
Yeah. I mean, when they come back they're going to open with 5. Tuscaloosa Academy. We mentioned them. Bo talked about them in depth there. It's the Lancaster kid. One was talking about he's threw for almost 4,000 yards last year. The Knights seem to be prepared to give the Powers that will be the North a run for their money when the
season don't get touched.
Look for them to be a solid team. Both capable of putting up a lot of points in every game.
I do think, correct me if I'm wrong on this now, I think Coosa plays them in the regular season.
Who?
Tuscaloosa Academy.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Look that up.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, somebody
look that up. I could be wrong, but I think they play them.
Also undefeated in November, they'll prepare to be well for another run at the championship Reeltown, because Fife being no longer in 2A may give them smell of blood in the water, the writer says here on this page. I've enjoyed this page.
That page is great.
The guys, they've put in a lot of time this year. They're always in here working on stuff. And
those guys are unbelievable. I talked to the owner of that last year. He's super cool.
It's gotten better.
Oh, it's great.
We've always went to it. This is kind of where we get a lot of our notes.
The guys are phenomenal. And I don't know
how
they do it, but
they really did. This page right here that we're on, you can see this is the home page right here. Just type it in ahsfhs.org and it'll tell you anything about any team from their first football game. I mean, it'll tell like legendary coaches. I went through and got in a rabbit hole with Buddy Knapp, being at Spring Garden or being at Sandrock. I mean, places, it's just crazy. So we'll go over here to 3A. They got everything you'd want to know in here.
They do not, Bo. They got 9 games. I don't know who their week 10 is. They might have picked them up. It don't say on Max Preps.
Okay.
Now, not new to 3A, and let me go ahead and tell people that don't already know, which if you're watching this show, I'll probably go ahead and tell you too, that you probably already know. Fife is not new to winning it in 3A, because I was at the game and Colin Todd and Bo was on the sideline and they're down 16-0 at halftime, and they come back and Montgomery Catholic never scored again, which is Cobb, which is the tailback at Auburn now. So it ain't like this was some Catholic team that just showed up and didn't have some players.
Right, had that quarterback they had last year.
He's at Troy, and then Bull went to Clemson. I mean, they were loaded. I think they had 10 or 12 guys on that team to play college football.
Cobb's in Auburn's rotation.
Yeah.
He's their backup.
Yeah.
I think he's their second team.
Yeah.
Alston. All right, this segment here is going to be brought to you by Cherokee Eye Clinic. Call JR and April McKenzie. Find them on Facebook at CherokeeEyeClinic.net. JR and April, great people right here in the county, have been supporters of us, Dean, for since we just started doing the show. 927-4030. Call JR and April McKenzie up here at Cherokee Eye Clinic. Got all the cool shades and everything that you'd ever want. Nike frames. They've changed the room around. It's more open back there in the back where you can sit down with the girls. And there's also – they're just so darn nice and friendly. When you go to the window, they're helpful. They get you an appointment, and be patient with them because they're trying to move people in and out of the back. And it's always good to shout out for Cherokee Eye Clinic. So with that being said, 3A, and as I was rambling there, 5 is not new to Weenie getting 3A. So this is nothing for them. And you have them right there, bam, right off the bat. 5 at 1, Locust Fort at 2. Bo's talked about them some already. I want to talk about Sylvania. I'm the coach, and he's going to whoop me because I'm going to forget his name.
He left.
And he's such a great guy, too.
One of them.
Tyler Van.
Coach Little.
Yeah.
He's coaching defense there now.
Oh, really? From Justin?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, and the head coach is from Collinsville. He helped Ernie. What's his name? Young guy. God,
yeah, he was the offensive coordinator at Collinsville last year.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. I love this group.
Tanner Nelson.
Is it?
Yeah.
Young guy? Okay.
Yeah.
I love this group of coaches. I really being around them. Okay. And I got to know them better at Collinsville, but they come over here to Cherokee County last week and played a little, 7-on-7 camp stuff. So I got to be on the field and do a few pictures and that type of stuff and share for them. They got some football players still at Sylvania. Don't think just because Coach Van had took a job and whatever moved. They still got football players at Sylvania. They're not going to just fall off the map because, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think they got their running back, who was very good.
Parham's his name. Yeah, he's back.
Parham, yeah, he had 277 yards in a ball.
Yeah. Logan's cousin, right?
No, Logan's cousin graduated.
He graduated. He was
the guy with the hair. Yes, sir.
He graduated. First name.
Let me think of it.
Josh Parham.
He was our player of the week. One week he had 300-something yards.
He ran it 42 times one game, so that tells you a lot about him right there.
So I want to just shout out to Coach Little and Coach Nelson. Them Sylvania's not going to just fall off the map.
No.
Bo, we know about Gordo and we know about T.R. Miller. Those are prominent teams that have always been part of football here in the state of Alabama. There's D1 athletes from Alabama and Auburn came from these schools. So these two being here in the top 5 is not a surprise to me at all.
No, definitely not.
Not at all. I don't see T.R. Miller or Gordo. It's not shocking is what I'm saying for them to be 4 or 5.
T.R. Miller coming down from 4 is scary.
I think that's not good for the rest of 3.
That's a huge
thing. And they made a pretty deep run last year, and was it Jackson that put them out?
Yeah.
Somebody late, maybe Catholic or Jackson one put them out, but it was late, and they upset somebody in the second round and moved on, I remember. And they're going to be a dangerous out. Gordo always reminds me of Oregon because the owners of Future One's uniforms is one of the co-owners there is the head coach at Gordo. So they have tons of uniform combos, and they always play good. Every sport, they're good at every sport. So those are 2 really good football teams.
I didn't agree with Sylvania's number 3 ranking until now. Aiden Parham, 2,532 yards last year.
What they got Sylvania ranked 3rd in the state.
Yeah. Griffin Turner and running back Aiden Parham accounted for over 4,200 yards last year. Once again, a team in the backfield, still the same team, guys. That's what I'm telling you. They ain't go. I watched them play over.
I give them props. That
center is 2-time North 4A champs. Okay,
that's huge.
And I know Coach Kelly don't like this, and I know it's rat poison, and the kids need to be told every day how terrible they are, and they're just going to be lucky to even win 2 or 3 games. But I can't just. Cherokee County's not going away. You got to
be a realist, too.
They're not going away, guys. Their defense may be better this year. I know Jacob's gone, and I know he was a huge part of that offense, but now you're going to have another year with Tittle. He's healthy, and the running backfield is not going to be bad.
No.
And there's a secret weapon. It's not a secret anymore because he's posted his stuff already. Tristan Brown's running the football, and he's McCaffrey Jr. He's Christian McCaffrey II. I'm telling you.
They got 3 good running backs.
I know. Keyshawn and Tay's going to run it a little bit too. And also Keyshawn Thomas, they're not going nowhere. So my point to this is I'm bragging on Cherokee County. That's fine. I know it's my hometown, and I usually don't because this rat poison. Coach Kelly tells them, don't listen to them. They're telling you crap. Stuff. You got to work hard.
They're going to win it. No, I'm kidding.
But my point to it was Sylvania come over here, and they give them a lot of good plays, a lot of good looks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coach Kelly was happy that they came, I'm sure, to give them good looks against what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Sylvania's not I'm saying they're not bad, dude. They're going to have a good football team.
Yeah, I was under the impression they lost a lot. No knock against Coach Nelson, but losing Van may hurt some. But you got a running back that gained 2,500. You probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and you got a lot of your line back intact, and also those guys are not they're not scared of competition because they play Geraldine 5 every year. You know what I mean? And Pisgah.
And speaking of Geraldine, they got them number 8 here for 2024 Class 3A Top 10. This is just done by some writers in the state. This is not us. This is not Bo. We're just kind of going by them to highlight.
They ranked them there.
We're just kind of going by this to highlight some of the teams.
Well, they were the semifinalists last year, you know.
Yeah, but now, okay.
They did lose a lot of players.
They lost a lot now, didn't they?
Carlos.
Now they did lose some guys, but I mean, here's the thing. This is Michael Davis in a nutshell. He's one of those guys that's always positive, and he stays positive. He talks about the things they control. Now they did. God, they lost a ton, but I think they've crossed over that hurdle. What I mean by that is they're the ones who broke the nation's longest winning streak. It was them. They broke it when they beat 5. They turned around and made it all. Then they turned around and beat Mars Hill in the playoffs. And then all the hype coming into last year about Coosa, they handled them at home. I ain't going to say easily, but it was never in doubt. And then they go and they battle their tails off throughout the year and make it all the way to the semifinals. So now this is when I had this talk with Coach Cullum, the girls coach at Sardis in basketball. These are one of those seasons where Michael Davis earns his money. The expectations has come down because he graduated so many great players, but his standard hasn't lowered at all. So he still expects them to perform at that high level, and he's not going to accept them anything less than that. So this is one of those years you may not have the quote unquote guys that some of these other teams have, but you still go out there and earn it on the field and upset a 1 or 2 that you ain't supposed to beat. And then that tells me that they're doing the right things there.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Coach Whitmire, Teddy says we play Tuscaloosa Academy week 9 as well.
That's what I thought.
He is the reigning 2A back of the year. Yep.
It just wasn't. It wasn't on Max Preps. I wasn't doubting you. We didn't know that.
Didn't know. Yeah. I thought they played 4. So that's good and bad. But you'll get to see them in case you have to see them in the playoffs again. Right. That's putting a cart ahead of the horse or whatever that's called. But anyway, the horse. I don't know how to say that, but at the same time, he won 2A back of the year over Dino Embry, but Dino Embry had better stats. That's another argument for another day.
Now, this Geraldine team we was talking about, and they did lose a lot, but, this Region 8, I mean, look at who's in that Region 5, Sylvania and Collinsville. Well, okay, good luck to you. That's a hard region. If you win that region, you're good. That's a tough region.
Yeah, that might be one of them deals. We had one year there where every team in the region was in the Elite 8, right? Or 3 of the 8 were in the Elite 8.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like that every year. Usually in that Piedmont, used to be Piedmont, Welborn, Ohatchee, Sachs. Ohatchee's another one, buddy. I'm going to tell you right now.
I know, yeah.
Have you seen what they look like?
I watched them. I went to the camp in Rainbow City.
Hey, buddy.
Shout out to whoever the kid, and I'm going to shout your name out. They called him Tay. Whoever he is, he can get in the shower and get out dry. This kid can dodge. He could dodge fast. Man, he can dodge a bullet. He is Leroy Johnson.
Which team?
Ohatchee.
Ohatchee. Oh, dude, Ohatchee.
Some little young
They
guy.
look physical, man. They look good, dude.
Whoever he is, if you got somebody watching from Ohatchee, tell him Big Matt. Shout out Tay. He knows who he is. That little guy he's go.
Good.
Man, he can. He's. You know how Bucky could run and stop and jump backwards and flip and do a circle all on the same thing.
Yeah,
that's him. It's amazing to watch kids do that. I can't do that. It's amazing to watch. Now, this team right here, I talked about them about a week or two ago. JB brought them up. I studied into them, got in a rabbit hole with this team. Lee Scott Academy, they won it over in the ISWA, and they're around that Montgomery area. They're going to be good.
You think they're going to make a dent in 3A?
Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs. They just got too many players. That area Bo was talking about earlier about how the kids moved out of this area and Catholic and all them. And Catholic's moved up to 5A now.
Yeah, they just keep going up.
Right. Well, this team here,
Catholic moved to 5A.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won 4 last year, so they had to go up.
They had to move up. So this Lee Scott, keep an eye on them. And I ain't got to tell nobody on here watching about Randolph County, the history of that program. That belt right there of Hanley, and I mean, they play football. Wadley, they play football. That's what they do. I mean, you don't have to sell me on nothing about Randolph County and them being ranked. It's not like, people be mad because they're ranked. I'm telling you, Randolph County is going to show up and play football somewhere on Friday night.
Yeah,
they will. They just are. That's just kind of how it is.
That's a tough haul for all of them. That's tough. Yeah. I did not realize that about Sylvania, and Coosa Christian's got the toughest schedule in the.
But here's the big thing, Dean. Look at all these teams I'm highlighting here. All these teams are up from 2A to 3. This thing is crazy. And then look over here. Look at these teams that come down from 4A. Look at all these teams come down from 4A. WS Newell, Mobile Christian is in 3A.
Holt's Bluff come back down to 3?
No, they moved up.
They went to 4.
These teams that are moving up, I'm sorry, to 4A.
Yeah, move up. Yeah.
These teams are going to make a difference. Pike County moving to 4A is not. Plainview to 4A. St. James has got a good football team. We watched them play Piedmont. God bless, and shout out again to Miss Blanchard. We love James, and James Blanchard was one of a kind, and he's definitely going to be missed, but he made such a great impact on so many young kids.
Yeah, he was a good one. That's just devastating.
So shout out Tar and Bailey. We love you guys. Torrance, Strawn, WS Neal, and like Bo mentioned this earlier, we're talking about football, but Bo, I mean, also tell them about you brought this up. These teams are also going to play other sports together. We're going to have a lot of very interesting stuff in basketball.
Imagine Plainview girls playing in 4A. That's going to be Plainview girls are what they won. They won it in softball. They won it in volleyball, and they went to the Final Four in basketball. So now they're going up to 4A to compete.
I know. Now
think about that.
Here's the rat poison. So center players, whoever's watching, Tristan Landon,
center,
Carson, all you guys, Tay, Keyshawn, if y'all are watching, turn it off. Mosley, Ben, if you're watching, cut it off. Because they've got you guys ranked number 2. Rat poison, they ain't where they should put them at the bottom. If they ain't won nothing, this team ain't been nowhere, done nothing.
How could you not put them at 2, though?
Well, I know they're back-to-back for a
and got a lot of players back.
North champs, and they lost their center and their guards.
Yeah.
Well,
and they did lose Jacob. Tristan
is still tackling people. Carson Chestnut has stepped up. It's going to play way more different. Ben Mosley has grown more, and Tittle has played more football.
I think Tittle. I think the game is going to slow way down to Tittle this year.
Absolutely.
He's thrown into that starting position last year in a very tough region, in a very tough non-region. But now that he's got this work underneath him, the game's going to slow way down for him, which is dangerous because now that's a whole nother dimension that's just open up for them.
I know, and
it already was slowing down for him going into the playoffs when he was hurt.
At times.
Well, that's what the whole thing was. Well, if they could just throw the ball more, and well, they didn't have a quarterback. Jacob played quarterback, started at West Morgan up there. I was there at the game on the sideline at West Morgan, and they took one.
He was on one leg, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he didn't. That's when Jacob had to start his first game at quarterback, and they get out and go ahead pretty quick. Well, West Morgan with their 20 seniors, I think they had. I swear to God, I heard them say on the field 22 seniors.
Oh, they probably did.
That's the
best team they've ever had.
Yes, this was the most senior class. And I talked to some guy on Twitter about how many I think he said there was 20. I swear to God, I heard 22. But anyway, ball gets tipped in the air. One of the plays like Georgia and Auburn game gets flipped, tipped, catches, boom, touchdown, ties the game back up, I think it was. And it was a big, shot of checkout juice. Hey, it's time for us to check up and see if we really want to go keep playing football tonight. And the Warriors did. They brought it. They come back. Hayden Wheeler, Frampton, all the guys. Tay Diamond just went on a little run there at the end of the game, just running all over people. Slid down in bounds. There's a reporter come to me on the sideline and said, "Who is that guy?" And I says, "Tay Diamond." He says, "Is he a senior?" I said,
to
"No."
keep from scoring where they wouldn't have to kick off.
And he said, "Who does that? Is he a senior?" I said, "No, sir, he's not a senior. He will be next year."
Freshman.
He said he has played a lot of football, obviously. So those kind of things are what gets this team to be recognized, to be ranked up here. But all the talk is, and Zeke and Duck, they follow me on Twitter, and I always share their stuff. And Bo, just like everybody, you're an Etowah County guy, and sometimes it's hard, when you brag on kids all over. I'm not throwing shade at anybody here. I love my county. We do a lot of this show because of this county, but I'm always going to share in just kids in general, and they watch us on Twitter, and they're good. Zeke and Duck are they're being one offered kids.
Yeah.
So Jackson is going to be a team they were talked about a lot last year.
I like that.
But they were really young. And I think it plays in great for Cherokee County to say, hey, look,
I don't think Kelly has a problem with that ranking.
They didn't even win the South last year, and they got them one. I'm saying this is fuel for up here.
Who did they got one?
Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's right. Landon.
Yeah, I mean, we thought they may play for it anyway.
They got guys running all over the place. Okay, their guys have deep.
One at basketball, and I got to meet Duckworth and those guys. And
they won at basketball.
Yeah, Landon Duck. Yeah, they did. Go look at some of our highlights.
He was like,
go to our Instagram and look at some of the plays where he did some of the pictures.
Did he start?
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He come off the bench, had about 4. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he started. Hey, look at the picture Deidre took of him when he dunked from about.
He looks like
unbelievable.
Dominic Wilkins, like with a ball.
He's about 6.
So
it looks like he's about 6'5", probably about a 35-inch vertical.
He's an elite athlete.
Yes.
He's a D1 athlete.
Yes, he's already committed. Is it South Carolina?
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Clemson's trying to get him off, and Auburn's trying to get him, and I don't know.
What about this other kid? Is he a D1 athlete?
Zeke, the running back, yes.
Yeah.
I read something on him today. What did I read? Where's that at? Something about him being 2,700 yards. He's the only player in past AHS something. Let me just look at it.
Jackson's always had a good team. And Bo, if you remember when Cherokee County won it in 2009, they had to fight against Jackson now.
Yeah. They're traditional.
20 seconds left when Blanchard scored that touchdown.
Talent rich area.
Tucker Wade will be one of the top QBs from Gulf Shores. You heard it here I'm just reading through Twitter stuff. I'm trying to find
Wade.
Yeah, Gulf Shores QB. Trying to find where okay, here it is. The only freshman, here it is, guys. The only freshman, this is shared by his page here, Larry Rudolph. The only freshman to make the ESPN top 25, Jackson's 2027 graduate 5-star running back, EJ Croyle. I just always call him Zeke.
Zeke. Okay.
But EJ is, and I follow him on Twitter, and I like sharing his stuff. And I love to get him on the show sometime, and just shoot the ball with him and let him tell his story. Like Henderson, I'm gonna to get Alvin on here too.
Hold it, we got.
So that's Jackson, Cherokee County, Bibb County. We ain't gonna be on much longer. We about got this wrapped
we're
up.
good.
Bibb County, everybody knows who they are. Brooks is.
I think they're going to be good.
See, I need to know about you. You did a spot on them. Tell me about them.
They went 8-5, which that's not a wow record.
But they must have brought everybody back.
They got a 2,000-yard passer and a 1,600-yard rusher back. Guys, that's good. They're going to be a 4. I think I can predict this, can I? I'm not going to pick. I think Cherokee County. I call them center. And Brooks will play for the North.
Right here's a little write-up they did about it. If you appreciate offense, look no further in 4A than Brooks Lines, Keelan, Alabama, and Keelan Lines in Keelan, Alabama. Quarterback Garrett Burrough will be back to lead one of the best offenses from last year in 4A. They also return a couple of excellent linebackers on defense. There you go.
I think it's going to be between them and Cherokee County.
Okay.
For the North.
Yeah. Okay. That's
the South, just flip a coin. Who knows?
Jackson or Strawn, Madison County, Pleasant Grove. Bo, please tell these people about, and we're going to talk about.
I don't like them.
Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, tell them about Pleasant Grove.
I mean, if it wasn't for Ramsey, and Central Clay, he'd probably have 4 rings right now in 5A. I mean, Ramsey and Pleasant and Central Clay have single-handedly kept Coach LeBeau from having rings. And if y'all remember the last time Pleasant Grove played Central Clay in a state championship game, they come up two yards short or a yard short on the phenomenal tackle down there. Pleasant Grove is low. It's every year. You don't remember they played Pike Road a couple of years in the state championship and lost. And then, Ramsey's put them out of the playoffs a couple of times now, and then Central Clay beat them in the state championship. Pleasant Grove is low. Darryl LeBeau, and a lot of people don't know this about Coach LeBeau, coached at Mumford at one time. And then he's from Deshlerhan, Louisiana, and was coached by Scott Martin, because, it was at Ohatchee Glencoe. Same school Ed Reed came from. So Coach Martin coached Ed Reed, the NFL Hall of Famer, and Darryl LeBeau, both. And he's kind of mentored LeBeau in his career coming along. But we went out there and visited with LeBeau several times. And he's a phenomenal coach and does a really good job. They're always really good. He's got an offensive mind that's phenomenal too. They're fun to watch, and they put you in the mindset of they're on the level every single year of a Ramsey or better, and you got to know what Ramsey puts on the field.
Big football team, big schools.
Yes,
they're gonna stick them in the north.
Who?
I think they got them in the south.
They're
okay,
1, 2, 3, 4, so they'll be in the south. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So their region, when they're picking these teams to be good in their region, American Christian, Oak Grove, Bibb County, and Pleasant Grove, which they'll cross with, and we'll talk about them real quick. Bo knows Coach Strange very well. Hanley, St. James, Booker T. Washington. God, what a region. God, man.
Bibb County's supposed to be good,
bro.
too.
St. James, and tell us about Coach Strange and Hanley. They're always going to be. They got St. James and Booker T. Washington in that region. Good God, man.
And Booker T. went on a run late last year. If y'all don't remember, was surprising people.
He left and went somewhere. Where did
Booker T. did go on a good.
Yeah,
run.
they did. They beat Jackson.
Yeah.
Shock of the week. I was like,
that's who upset them. Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
Hanley too, didn't they?
That Coach Strain is
Hanley had a good team last year.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people thought they were going to win the whole thing, and because he had a great running back. I don't know what he returns this year. I ain't got to talk to Coach Strain, but about 10 minutes when we were in Montgomery.
They just reload.
Right here it is, Bo.
But yeah, he's loaded, man. He's good every year. They got 25 racks down there in their weight room, and he's super heavy in the weight room. And Coach Strain works over 100 hours a week, every single week during the season.
Really?
Over 100 hours.
Assistants down there.
Yeah, I don't know who his assistants are.
Do you know any of them, Bo?
I knew one, but he's up there. He's at Spring Garden now. And then
I know Drake.
He also had last year he had he played at Sansom during their heyday. Give me a second. He ended up coming back up this way. He was at Asheville. He's the head coach.
Oh yeah,
Paul.
You ain't talking about Monroe, are you?
No, it's he was an assistant with him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know.
The young guy.
Yeah, he's not young. Paul. He was at Sansom during the 80s. During the hair. Paul Hawk.
Yes. God,
yeah, he's back. He's come back to Gadsden. He was down there last year too.
He's fun to be around. I'm gonna tell you right now.
He used to go to Sandrock, didn't you? Crossville.
Just sitting around him and hearing stories is great. He's got great.
He's a character.
He's got the best stories I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, ask him about the flashbang. No. What are those grenades? Not a flashbang, but the other one, percussion grenades.
Yeah.
Ask him about one of those blowing up in his pocket one day.
Oh God!
Yeah, just tell you that story. Oh, he lives, but I can tell you, it shook him up for life.
Well, I'd say so. How do you even survive that?
Hanley Tigers here. The first game that they'll come out and play, it says that you can go ahead and pencil them in every summer to be. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with. Their first game will be against Central Clay County, so should give us a good idea.
Oh my God!
How good this team's going to be.
Well, but if you lose to them, so what?
I know.
But they may beat them.
I'm gonna tell you this: 5A better get ready for them, buddy.
Central Clay.
They are loaded.
They've got West Morgan ranked 10 on here, and they were good last year. And we just don't. I would be.
Didn't they lose all them guys?
Well,
Yes.
I would be commenting kind of out of my butt and not, but I'm sure I heard them say I was on the field and it said, "Thank you to the 22 seniors. This is the best class we've ever had here." And I talked to some of their fans when I was in line at the concession stand, an older guy that his son played there years ago. That's probably in his later 20s now. Super nice people, man. I mean, they were so excited to be playing. The game was a pretty clean game. I was on the sidelines. I didn't hear a lot of jib-jabbing or F-you, or I didn't hear nothing real crazy. Pretty nice little small kind of quaint place, like you expect from a northern private school. But I swore I heard them say they had 22. So I
think I heard that too.
I don't know. I know a team that y'all haven't mentioned. I don't even know if they're in the top 10, but I can tell you right now, they're going to be a dangerous, dangerous team in the north. It's going to be Anniston.
They're not even mentioned.
See, they don't even.
I don't know why they ain't, because
JB had mentioned that Anniston was going to be very good.
Yeah, JB, keep your eyes open. It's because of this region right here, and this region right here.
Rico Jackson and them. I mean, they're going to be. Etowah's got some athletes. They're down some linemen. They were always pretty good. Aniana lost Fluff. Fluff left Aniana. They're always pretty good. But I'm just speaking on Anniston right now, telling you right now they're going to be a handful in the north.
Well, you know who they remind me of a lot of? I don't know why. And it's always been this way. And for 15 years, just since I've known them as a program the past 20, 25 years, they kind of remind me of LSU. They've always got athletes. Like, you can just count on Anniston. They're going to have some wide receiver that can fly. They're going to have some quarterback that can dodge raindrops on the field. They're always going to have some house lineman, some center or guard that's just a masher, 6'3", 300 pounds. And when they put it together, they're nearly unbeatable, nearly.
Well, 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, they had Andalusia beat.
Hey, they were up on them 21-0, and Brick Boy was at the game filming for us, and he called me and said, "Man, I'm leaving, dude. It's over." I said, "Well, just hang around, see what they do." He said, "Man, do what?" And he said, "Hey, do nothing. They're getting destroyed." Yeah.
So they were one of the best teams in the state that year.
Oh my God, dude. Ask Rico Jackson. If y'all ever talked to Rico Jackson, when he said that job come open, he said somebody sent him and said, "Hey man, you need to take a look at these guys on film." And Rico Jackson said he turned that film on. He's like, "My Lord.
I'm going. I'm tired."
He's like, "My God, bro."
Watch it. About 2 minutes.
Nah, he said he watched 20 seconds. He was like, "Oh my God."
Cherokee County will be locking up with them on.
That'd be fun, man. Man, what a game.
I know. I can't wait for that game.
That'll be a great game. A few years ago, that was a 1-point game.
Yeah, that was a game. It was on the new turf at Cherokee County.
Yes.
It'll be October the 4th, and the game is at home at Cherokee County, October the 4th. So all you fans, mark that game on your schedule.
That's going to be a war.
Cherokee County opens up next Friday with North Jackson the 16th, and then there will be the big home opener, be home against Piedmont. Then they'll go to Arab, go to Aniana, host Etowah, go to White Plains, go to Shades Valley Bow, and then they're going to host Anniston, go to Hoax Bluff, which is, I love this. I love this old region. Then they're going to host Alexandria and then host Asheville. I love this new region. It's not new, but it kind of is for some people. But for us old guys, it's not, because we all know that Cherokee County,
Hoax Bluff, been around.
Hoax Bluff, Alexandria, Aniana, Etowah, White Plains, that region for Cherokee County has always been, that's the teams.
Hey, y'all know what the name of Hoax Bluff Stadium is, don't you?
No. What?
The Woodshed.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
They take you out behind the woodshed.
Yeah.
The Fighting Sextons. And
I don't go, because every time I go, they get beat. Sexton won't let me come back.
They won't let him come.
I'm serious.
You ain't allowed out there, Dean.
I went to both losses.
That's sad, Dean. You bringing them old boys bad luck.
I know.
I went and watched them play Deschler one night, and
that was Darian's senior year.
They barely lost.
No, Darian's junior year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah.
I'm curious on this one game on the schedule, and we'll finish up here with 4A a little bit. Shades Valley, Cherokee County traveling down there. I looked at them last year. They didn't have a great record last year, but that's a big school, man. And that area, Bo, down there. That's a big place. They're going to have some big boys.
What Cherokee County does, I think they're going to be fine, because they do two things that travels, and that's play defense and run the ball. I think they'll be fine there.
Cherokee can be very good on defense.
Yeah. And I can't get out of 4A without mentioning, you got to mention these guys at number 8 here, Madison Academy. They've ruined so many dreams and hopes for so many teams. 4 or 5. They was 5A for a while, wasn't they?
They have been before.
Yeah, I remember. Seemed like I remember them being 5A,
and they've been 3.
Yes,
probably 2.
They've wreaked a lot of. Madison Academy's wreaked a lot of havoc on people. Okay, and them playing up here in 4A.
Yeah, they broke a lot of dreams. They have.
Yep, I don't think it's going to be a shock. I mean, if they had them in the top 5, but when you got number 5. Mobile Christian, and I just told you a stat about they got one of the top rated quarterbacks in the state coming back, and then
they won it, right?
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, they had to move up.
Did they win 3A?
Yeah, well, they had to if they moved 4A.
Yeah, they went 15-0.
Yeah,
you can't go 15.
But this is one, Dean. You told us about Brooks. Golly, they got them number 4, so they're really high on Bibb County and Brooks.
Well, they're high on them because of this backfield.
So they're bringing these guys back, and they're expecting big things.
Yes, and they really come on late. They lost 5 ball games. I mean, you don't see a lot of 8-5 records.
Bo, really. I don't know if you can see this here.
I can't see anything.
Those new teams that they've added: Alexandria, Asheville, Aliceville, Fayetteville, Fay County, Hopewell, Hoax Bluff, Madison County, Mobile Christian, New Brockton, Ott, Pike County, Plainview, Pleasant Grove, St. James, Strawn, Townsend, Tarrant, W.S. Neal. New teams to 4. Oh my God! What, dude? It's going. This year's reclassification was just nuts. It was wild.
Who left? I see them. Okay, Corner.
Andalusia went to 5A. Bayside Academy went down to 3. Good God Almighty. Good level. Catholic, of course, went to 5. Corner. Yeah, Corner going to 5, man. I've seen them play twice. No, once.
Hey.
They come to Turkey County. They must have a big school.
Alexandria went down to 4.
Yeah. Yeah, they're back. They're back in the region with
didn't have a good year last year, but
Coach Ginn's building, and we know him and his dad. They're football people. We know what Alexandria's going to bring in the field. They're going to just give him some time.
I think they got all of them back.
Yes, Coach Ginn's going to put a football team on the field. We know that. Coach Bo's talked to him a bunch of times. Him is, their family is football people. Rogers kind of surprised me with Rogers going down to 3A, and then poor Priceville and Northside jumping to 5. Good Lord, man. And Montgomery Academy. Bo, tell us about that. I'm glad I remembered that. I wanted you to tell me about Montgomery Academy going down to 3.
Well, they were 2 years removed from that state championship appearance against Piedmont. Do you remember that?
Yeah. See,
and then they were up on Piedmont big and ended up losing in the end. One of the greatest comebacks.
Like 38, 33, something like that.
One of the better comebacks I've seen in state championship games.
Piedmont was down bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, real bad.
7.
And then Gary Nelson that took that Southside job up here, head coach there. That's when I first got to know him. So I went to interview him because he's still the current coach down there. But look, every year they're good. I mean, and them and Catholic battled it out there, and Catholic kind of got the upper hand recently, but they've still got a ton of athletes. But yeah, I think they did.
Let me see what region they're in. I'm curious now.
Somewhere south for sure.
Montgomery, they're in Region 2 with Trinity, Alabama Christian. There's another one in it, Houston Academy.
The ACA.
They could win that, couldn't they?
Yeah, that's a good one. They don't have their hands full.
There's a lot of good regions.
Yeah.
Bo, is R.A. Hubbard not a school anymore?
No.
So where do they go?
Didn't they?
Lawrence County?
Somebody told me.
Didn't they dissolve?
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Somebody said they had a kid go to some guy that I know that shares a little info with me in Wintersboro said they had a kid that came from there last year. I don't know how far they are apart, but
wow.
But look for Winterboro. Hey, that's something. Shout out to them if anybody's watching from over that way.
They'll be good.
They're sliding around, man.
Tyler Mansfield's the dude, man. I love that guy.
They're gonna be good. So don't be
brand new school.
If you hear Wintersboro in round 2 in the playoffs, don't go, oh my God. No, remember you heard it here first.
They're good.
They're gonna have a good football team. This is 5A.
I gotta probably hop off here in just a little bit, but I want to get rolling on this 5A.
Yeah, we'll just let you. I don't know a whole lot, but Moody being 1, Ramsey, Gunnersville, Central, Catholic, Montgomery, Russellville, Andalusia at 7, Eufaula, and then Beauregard, and then Demopolis at 10. Moody has got their tailback. I think his name is it the anyway. He's supposed to be going to Alabama, and he's a big time watch.
Moody plays Gainesville.
They're not.
Georgia. Josh Heblett.
Well, I wouldn't think so either.
No, they wouldn't just throw him up there.
They play Gainesville, Georgia with Josh Niblett.
Yes.
And then they play Auburn as well.
I don't think that
Georgia
game will turn out too good, but that does not mean Moody won't be great.
Well, Moody, man, a lot of people hate on Jake Gaines, but I don't care what anybody says. The dude's doing an unbelievable job. People don't. I mean, yeah, there's kids that's moved in there, but he's putting out a product that's desirable enough that people want to kind of gravitate to it, and that's kind of your job as a head football coach, in my opinion. To me, Jake does a really good job.
Well, hey, look, coming off of 0-9 season just 3 years ago, and these guys are ranked number one.
10-3 last year.
Now,
I didn't realize they did that well.
Now I give him credit because a lot of people in his position would not schedule a Gainesville or an Auburn. Why would you play Auburn? Auburn's got one of the best sleepers at running back in the state. They got Keith Etheridge with all those rings. They're loaded. Will Wagner's coaching there. That's a tough non-region game. And then you're playing what would be an 8A here in Alabama and Gainesville, Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's see who's played at Gainesville. Deshaun Watson and Blake Sims.
Yeah.
Oh,
keep on rolling. So my point to that is that I give him props for scheduling those games, and then because he's lost some of these games to Leeds, over the years in a physical manner. So that's going to help with that. But shout out to Gaines. It is what it is. The guy's doing his job as far as promoting his kids, putting out a good product people want to be a part of, and now the sports writers and people's taking note of that.
I didn't know they were that good.
They're going to open, like you said, with Gainesville. Then they're going to be at Oxford, play Jacksonville, at St. Clair County.
Listen to what you just said. Oxford. They're freaking going to play Mason Mims, and them. Oxford is loaded as well. That's unbelievable, man.
At Helena, at St. Clair County. Then they're going to come home and play Auburn, which is a state champ 7A program. Then they're going to go to Center Point, play Leeds, go to Springville, and play Lincoln at home. Then they'll finish at October the 25th.
So let me get this straight. They're playing. Go through them first 3 games again.
Oxford, Jacksonville, St. Clair County, Hanley, Auburn.
Jeez.
Wow. Listen to the coaches they're playing against, too. With Etheridge, Richie Busby at Helena, freaking dude.
Strain.
Sam at Oxford. Golly, Niblett, Coach Smith at Jacksonville. You say Jacksonville?
Yes. Second game, game 2. No, September the 6th, Moody will host Jacksonville.
And, dude, Coach Smith, bro. Yeah, they're good. Coach Smith, great. Man, that Jacksonville's got athletes, bro, like that. That's still big.
My
God, dude.
Hanley was a good game.
Dude.
We weren't sure about Montgomery Catholic. I mean, I always know they're going to put a good team out.
Catholic's loaded. I mean, Juicy's loaded.
Well, some people that I know finally seen them play Jacksonville, and he had like 3 picks against Ogles, and I was like, I'm telling you, these guys are different. Well, golly,
the number 1 team in the state last year. They don't give up 4 points a game.
They give up 78 points last year. So Center lost
78 points in 15 games.
Don't hold your heads down. Y'all don't feel terrible because you lost. Goal line stood the team. Nobody done that all year. Bro, they give up 78 points all year. It's okay. It's not as Cherokee, I know they're not losing. But
Cherokee went head to head with them, went nose to nose with them for as long as anybody has this year or that year.
No quarterback. Yeah,
that game was closer than the score.
Yes, it was. You had to been there. They played them hard. So that's kind of some 5A.
What do they got Ramsey ranked?
Ramsey 2. Is 2. They were the second team. Ramsey now they have somebody. Crap! 1. Who was it? They are loaded. They got so many players.
Trent Richardson coaches.
Yeah, he's at Hoover.
He went to Hoover.
Oh,
he ended up going to Hoover. Yeah. Quick question.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
All right, go through the top 10, Matt, if you don't mind. I can't see it.
Okay, Moody, Ramsey, Gunnersville.
Hey, whoa, pause. Gunnersville.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guys they have?
Yeah, I know, man.
Have you seen you seen the guys we posted? The guy I showed Dexter their guys, bro.
Yeah,
they've got 2. They got 2 college running backs in the backfield. One of them's got SEC offers. One of them's got Army offer.
What's their names?
That I know their names, but
I'd look them up.
Ellison.
I'll know that it'll come to me as soon as I hop off here. But I'm telling you right now, they got two wide receivers that's about 6'4", 6'5", both of them's in the 4.4, 4.5 range as well. They are going to be a handful.
Delva is his name.
Delva.
Delva carried most of the runs last year. The Wildcats returning 13 starters from last year's squad and should be a force to beat.
He's the one that's going to Army. The other one was injured half the year. He went to Mississippi State and ran a 4.3 something laser.
Hey.
I'll think of his name in a minute. It'll come to me in a minute, but I didn't want to cut you off. But go ahead and start back with your list.
Yeah, that's that kid. Gunnersville will return the ball carrier from.
He's the one that's going to Army of the Army offer.
ENELSON in Nelson Delva DELVA. That's Central Clay was 4.
Four. This will be the best team he's had in probably 10 years.
Really?
Who?
Central Clay. People don't realize they got upset last year in the playoffs by UMS Wright, but they were down to their 4th team running back.
Right.
And when you're down in that situation, but he has everybody healthy. And dude, he went in the weight room. Well, I'll just be quiet. But let's just say this: Danny Horns enjoyed every day in the weight room after that loss, and he brings that up. He's enjoying coaching them in the weight room. Is all I'm gonna say about that. It's been fun to hear about the stories that's going on at Clay ever since that loss last year, that close loss to UMS. Because it's lit a fire. It's lit a fire under him like you ain't never seen before. Is it first or second?
The Boyd kid's back too at Clay. Central Clay.
They are. When I tell you this will be the best team he's had in 10 or 15 years.
Who, Coach Horn?
Yep.
Wow, and he's won it.
Oh,
yep. I'm just telling you, get ready.
Yeah, Delva had 1,093 yards last year. That's Gunnersville's back, and they also got one named Jordan Johnson or Jalen Jordan. Jordan around here.
I will think of the other kids' names as well. As soon as I hop off there, they'll all pop in my head. But I'm telling you, they're loaded. But you go ahead. Who's after Central Clay?
Catholic Montgomery, of course.
They're loaded.
Juice. They got guys.
I went to media days in Montgomery County and talked to him. They're loaded to the gills.
Russellville's number 6. Andalusia's at 7.
Is that a dog?
Yes, Jack.
Jack, he stays in here.
Russellville's at 6. Andalusia's 7. Eufaula, and then Beauregard at 9. And then finishing out the 10 is Demopolis.
But Beauregard's a team that a lot of people have high hopes on this year because I've heard a lot of people talk positively about them. I don't know much about them, but I've heard a lot of people in the South say that they're going to be a tough out.
Well, Andalusia's, they're always bopping around. They're back up in 5A again. They jumped down to 4 and won 3 that year, played Cherokee County. So this is a really good top team. And in those regions in the South, they expect Viger and Catholic to win regions 1 or 2. Leaders in regions 3 or 4 would be like Demopolis and 3. Region 4 look for like Central Clay to be good. Then regions 5 and 6, Ramsey for region 5, Briarwood, John Carroll, Connor, and of course region 6 is Moody, Springville. Huh.
Let me throw a few wrenches in the spokes right here. What about Scottsboro? How many people they returning? They got Coach Van now. That's a team.
I haven't heard much about.
They're showing them in region 8 here. They got Gunnersville, Boaz, Scottsboro, and Arab. And
Arab.
Let's play Arab. Turkey County will be playing them this year.
Hey, Arab returns. I think Arab returns 18 or 17 starters. And look, I was in Coach Routen's office last Friday, and sat in there and talked with him. Dude, they're going to be sneaky good. And they're coming up under the radar. Usually Arab circled, and they're always being talked about. But now this is a perfect situation for him. But, bro, up in that area, Douglas returns everybody. They're going to be good. Sardis, they lost a bunch, but they got a great coach in B.J. Brooks. This area of the state in 5A is not an easy area.
No, it's not.
By no stretch, man.
If y'all are watching from the South, like Andrew has guys, we have some followers over there. You know Andrew from Powerhouse. And, of course, Dexter Talbert. Everybody knows Dexter, and I've been talking to him on and off for a while too. People from the South, y'all need to know this area of football up here in that 5A Dude, it's tough. This
Yeah.
group right here, I'm showing you on the screen. Let me put it back up here. These regions right here, these regions 5, 6, and 7, and 8.
Boaz.
Tough regions, man.
Boaz. Let me tell you, Boaz is a very good team. Coach Sullivan and them, coach, and look, he's got one of the best quarterbacks around here, and Pierce.
Right.
Boaz is going to be really, really good as well. I'm telling you.
Priceville came from 4A to bump up here to 5. Just want to let everybody know that because I've seen them in the mix with Cherokee County and cross region stuff last year.
Yeah,
but,
we thought they might meet, didn't we?
Yes, this Moody and Ramsey and Gunnersville, Boaz, and this Russellville team. There's a lot of good football teams up here in this 5A.
Yeah,
a lot of good teams.
I mean, if anybody would have told me last year, no disrespect to Gulf Shores, but I was shocked Ramsey didn't win it.
I know.
I mean, I was shocked. Guys, I got to hop off before.
Okay.
Before I lose my wife here, she's about to punch me in the face. So.
Okay, I know. We can talk football.
No, nobody's ever left their husband over a podcast.
Hey, 6A, Oxford. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Oxford's gonna be a tough out, boys, but I'm gonna let y'all handle it. Y'all have a good one, guys.
Bo Starkey from Average Joe.
See you, Bo.
Find Bo.
Appreciate the opportunity, guys.
TV24 on Facebook. Find him all those places. Just type in Average Joe Sport Talk.
Looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, we can't
I'll be seeing y'all soon. All right, brother. Y'all be good.
See you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Knows his football.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
And
we could talk all night with Bo. He just knows all kinds of.
Mentioned a lot of teams that were loaded, and I know people are going, well, every team y'all talked about, y'all said was loaded. There are a lot of loaded teams. It's the truth.
We'll run because we don't know much 6A stuff, and we know these teams like Saraland's loaded. He just mentioned Oxford; they're great. Pike Road, Clay Chalk, Macomb, they got players at Auburn and Alabama. Muscle Show's going to be great. Hartselle, Gulf Shores is loaded. Fort Payne
Payne's got their quarterback back.
They're going to be a tough out too. Theodore and all these teams.
And Matt, I heard the other day from a guy from Fort Payne that Fort Payne's receiving core, Varnador's their quarterback.
Yes.
Odd, and I think it's Dax Varnador.
Yeah.
And said his receivers are unbelievable.
Here's some South teams. Y'all take a check out here. 6A, Fort Payne, Gadsden City, Southside, and Buckhorn in this region. 8, and then Region 7, Muscle Shoals, Hartsville, Athens, and Coleman. Region 5, Parker's going to be picked to be really good. Homewood, Mortimer, Jordan. They always got some dudes. Mortimer, Jordan has. I just remember hearing them on the news all the time. Some players got a visit to Alabama, or he's going to Tennessee from Mortimer, Jordan.
Yeah, they've always had a good
Clay Chalkville, we just talked about them. Macomba kid,
they'll be good.
Starting defensive back, 4-star guy, played Wildcat quarterback. Now he's a D-back at Alabama.
Probably going to get to play, too.
Yeah, I've heard he's been showing out in practice. Mountain Brook, Big Scoto, Pinson Valley. What do you need to say about Pinson Valley? Nothing.
Bo Nix was their quarterback.
These teams are just absolutely gone. We don't know crap about 7A. We don't have many around here, but this is the same kind of teams. You got Hoover ranked at 9. Then, of course, you got Auburn at 3, Thompson at 2, Central Phoenix City. These teams are probably, you'll see them in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Deep for sure. Central Red Devils lost a ton of talent on their defense, but welcome back one of the best quarterbacks state, Andrew Alford, along with a couple of exciting receivers. Thompson also has a star at quarterback in Trent Seaborn. We talked about he's at Thompson.
That's the 8th grader, right?
Well,
was.
I think he's a sophomore
now.
Auburn will depend on Omar Madison as their running back. Marion Montgomery's a team to mention. Carver, surprise team in 7A may be Carver Wolverines. They'll be one of the most talented teams in the entire state.
Carver.
Huh.
We go right by. You go right by there. It's right on 65.
Yep. Hoover, Bucks to be decided, and with losing their coaches and all that crap that went on down there, I ain't even gonna talk about it because I think it's just kind of childish. Why don't we doing? You don't do that. I mean,
I don't understand what they were doing.
Being silly.
I don't.
Just being funny and just cutting up with the guys.
You think they were just cutting up with them?
Yes, absolutely. That's all.
I thought that might have been
because that's something like they would do to each other. We're talking about the guys, coaches at Hoover. It looks like something the kids would do to each other. You know when you corn dog a kid?
Yeah.
Like you jump over their head and you wind up, your crotch winds up in his face because you're jumping over him in a basketball game.
I put a post out about that. Why would they do that? And I didn't understand. And then it crossed my mind when we were talking about it. I said, is there a chance
that's what it is,
that they were just horsing around?
Yes. I may be wrong.
But I pushed down. I didn't understand that.
That's different. That's just getting a coach getting way over wild.
Yeah.
But that humping them in the face, don't do that. You can't. That's what they do. That's what the young guys. And I probably have a parent come on here and say, "You're crap, man." If that was my boy, I would too. My son, oh no, I'll find him after practice. We're gonna have a problem.
Right.
That's not. I've never seen that happen. You've coached around here a lot. You've coached a lot of great coaches. I wouldn't even. I've coached young guys, and I'm hard.
Yeah,
dude, I have grabbed some kids by the face mask and got onto them. I would never think about doing something like I seen him hump him trying to hump him in the face. He's just like, yeah, he got you. See that, don't you?
Yeah.
He was just being silly and being funny. It cost him his job. So coaches don't.
They had a drone out there and knew it.
Don't do that. You know, there's eyes everywhere. You can't do nothing. All these schools have cameras. All the big schools. You can't.
What an opportunity missed.
Dang, your whole career, college, all those hours up late night taking tests, and there you are.
2 state titles.
No job. He'll have to move to Georgia or somewhere.
Well, I mean, the guy that might have, if the push down hadn't happened, it might have not got as much.
Hey, Mr. Gerald. Hey, hang on a second. We got breaking news here. Hang on. Jacob had 3 touchdowns in a scrimmage yesterday. And one went for 50. Of course he did.
Jacob gonna get to play.
Yeah, I know. I think this is what I heard, Gerald. You tell me if I'm wrong. He come in as a 3rd string. They practiced a little bit. He went right to 2nd. Mm-hmm. And now they scrimmage today. He may
be first. Well, 2nd team's good because you're gonna get a lot of carries.
He's gonna get to play. Well, I will say Jacob's gonna play at Cumberland, and I can't wait to hear about it. And there's an app you can watch him, and I'll share it on the page when it comes. Miss Tina will share that with me, and we'll talk about that. So that's a lot of high school football, guys. We thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with us through all of that high school stuff. And for this next segment, we're going to take about a 1-minute break, and I'm going to go get something to drink. And we'll come back, and we'll just run through the coaches poll.
Okay.
And these running backs that transferred, and we'll talk about them. But we must shout out to this next segment. It's brought to you by Warrior Gym and Tanning. Call John at 256-266-4333. Asking about a yearly membership. I mean, like $150. Where can you go work out and get a tan, Dean? Where?
Just Warrior Gym.
I mean, where else can you get that?
I don't know of anywhere. Video HUD. No, you couldn't do it there. All right. That's the only place I tanned.
It was about. Let me wait here about 2 darn seconds, and I'll put this right here. And let me see. I'll play this one. I don't like that one either. We're going to go get a drink. We're coming back. We're going to do some college stuff for about 30, 40 minutes. I'll hang on. Okay, welcome back in, everybody. Here we are. Thank you to Warrior Gym for being a sponsor. We will be 256-266-4333 is how you can get a hold of John and go out there and get you a membership. Yearly memberships, not very expensive. So, thanks for letting us go grab something to drink here. No, this is not cold beer.
Beer,
It is
big beer.
It is liquid death. Kill your thirst. It's just mountain water.
Somebody's on there now going, look at him drinking that.
Old beer drinker.
Mark King Cobra.
King Cobra.
You remember them?
Oh, my gosh.
I remember they used to do them commercials.
If I drink one of them right now, I'd be sick.
Oh, God. And, I never drank any of that.
I have. Like one time. I may drink like a 6-pack of beer a year.
Oh, gosh, maybe.
I'm not a big.
I think it's overrated now that I'm older.
Well,
I liked it when I was 20.
I drank enough from the time I was 8, 9, 10, 17, 21.
Oh, I was drinking beers when I was 11.
Yeah, I did. I did. I was about 13.
Mom knows. I mean, she'd come home and count them. I'm like, well, I got a beer. That's how smart it was. Did you used to steal them?
Mm-hmm.
Got caught, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. And they let my punishment be when I got so sick I couldn't. Oh, I was so sick. I was like, well, you going to do that again? No, never again. Well, I did because I didn't learn my lesson. But
I like beer. I mean, when I was younger, I never did care nothing for the liquors.
Well, if we're having if you got like a steak fajitas or go to Mexican or something somewhere, maybe pour a glass or something.
Oh, I'm talking about back in the 20s. We never did. Wasn't a bunch of liquor drinking.
I did.
Tequila.
Yeah. Jim Beam and Coke.
All
but thank you guys for coming back and hanging out with us. We're going to chat about, let me pull these up here on the page. I'll just put them right up here and that way we talk about them. Okay.
Glad them days are over.
Yeah, me too. That's big waste of money. Yeah. Dean, Trevor Etienne coming from Florida, going over to Georgia. You think he's going to be a big impact player?
I think it's which they've got him top on there, and I think that's the best one on there.
Yeah.
I think just because of who he's going to be playing with.
I could go with one or two. If him and Rocket swapped.
The Rocket's special.
We're talking about, guys, podcast people. We're talking about which transfer running back will make the biggest splash on his new team.
I mean, I like ATM, but I love Rocket led the SEC in rushing one year.
Yeah. Rocket's going to be at South Carolina this year.
I might make them better. Their quarterback's supposed to be good. I look for ATN to have a better year just because of who he's playing for.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see.
But now I'll tell you the one, which when we get to him, I'll tell you the one I think is going to have the biggest impact on the team when we get to it.
Rocket Sanders headed over from Arkansas, South Carolina. Now, Logan Diggs from LSU to Ole Miss. I think that's going to be a great move.
Yeah, but they're so loaded in the backfield. I don't know how many touches he's going to get.
Now, the Tatum kid to Kentucky.
I think that's huge. Ohio State. He ran the ball for Ohio State.
That'll fill in that. Who was the kid that was there last year? Jacob told us about when they went to
Davis, Ray Davis.
Man.
Came from Temple or
Vanderbilt, been in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Real smart gun guy. So I think this is not going to – they're not going to have a letdown in the backfield.
No.
Am I right?
No, I wouldn't think.
I don't think
this
so.
guy, because of what's his name? Henderson, Travion being hurt a lot.
Yes.
This guy got a lot of carries for Ohio State. And, I think he's going to have a huge impact, bigger than maybe not ATM. And I think Diggs will do good. I just think Diggs, they got so many backfield. I don't know if you knew this about Diggs, but he's already led Notre Dame and LSU in rushing. This is his third team.
There you go. What about the kid at Oklahoma, the Franklin kid, Samuel Franklin?
I don't know much about him. He's a defensive player, right? No, he's a
running back.
He's a running back. Okay.
These are all running back transfers. He transferred from, I can't see the logo.
Go over there and let's. Well,
I don't know, Falcons. Whoever
I've heard a lot about him.
Somebody tell me where Samuel Franklin's from, because all I see is a logo of a Falcon. I don't know who a Falcon would be. No, it has to be like a Conference USA team.
I don't know how you people don't like candy corn.
That's crazy.
That is.
Rashad Amos Came from Maryland. He'll be a good addition, I'm sure.
I guess, but my gosh, they're back now. See the Henry Parrish. Sorry, I'm stuttering. Came from Miami. Used to play at Ole Miss. He's a good back. That's why I don't know. Him and Diggs are going to be a great addition together, but I don't know if any one of them will stand out.
Amos and Parrish.
Amos and Parrish.
And Diggs.
Diggs. See, I hadn't heard. And then you got Bentley back. You know, you listed the one that we thought was just as good as Judkins.
Yeah, I think Lane's going to be fine in the backfield.
Yeah.
I think we can come to that agreement. Now, the kid from Georgia State, Marcus Carroll, headed to Mizzou. I don't think he's going to be the Shockley of the bunch.
No.
What do you think?
No, I mean, he may have a good year, but I don't know. I've not heard a lot about him. He may be great. He may be the best one. I think they got that right, that list.
Yeah.
ATN, Sanders, top. But I do like the guy coming from Ohio State to Kentucky. And Ole Miss, I mean, they got so many backs. I don't know if it matters who they run.
We got, we did our spots on all the SEC teams, Kentucky and all them. Kentucky's going to be. I didn't pick them to win 10 games, but
no, I think we picked them to win eight or 9.
But he can be a difference maker.
Yes,
I'll just put it that way.
But from what I've read, he's the only back they've got.
So, but can he carry it 40 times a game?
No, well, I mean they're going to have to throw a lot with old
Vandergriff.
Yeah, and they got the receivers.
Now, here's what
somebody will step up.
Here's what all the stink's about. All the stink has been about this coach's poll.
Yeah, I can see that.
Let me pull it up here on no screen.
I'm going to put what I disagree and agree with.
Oh, crap.
We can go over it. It don't bother me.
Well, I can't get it to – here it is. I'll be darned if I didn't just do that. We got Georgia at 1, Ohio State 2.
I think you ought to flip-flop them. That's just me.
And I can't get it to – darn, let's keep doing that. Georgia at 1, Ohio State 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Bama 5. So let's just slow down there and take that top 5 into consideration right now.
I like it personally. I just don't. I think 1 and 2 is out of order. I don't see how you don't put Ohio State number 1 with all they've got coming back. One of the best receivers in the country. Chip Kelly. You got Judkins there now, along with Henderson. You've got a solid quarterback. I don't know why Georgia's number 1. I know you're going, well, what's it matter? You'd have them at 2. Yeah, I would, but
I would.
I wouldn't have them at number 1.
So that's where this is where I may run off some Georgia fans.
And I like Georgia. I told somebody I'm outside of Alabama. I'm Georgia or Nebraska next.
Now we're fans.
I think they ought to be number 1.
I can be a fan of a team and just be honest. I know it blows some people's mind that think that we're just fans of a team. So therefore that disqualifies me to have an educated opinion. And it's just absolutely insulting. And it's just disrespectful to anybody that spends time doing what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I can have a guess and an educated opinion about something without being biased. And it's just foolish to accuse me of I'm just ignorant to the fact of what? Ignorant to the fact that I don't see. I'm just going to go ahead and say I turned the mics off about 3 weeks ago and told you something.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I didn't want to say it yet, but we're getting close enough to season. I just got to say it. I don't think Georgia's going to be that good.
I think they're going to be number 1 in the country.
By God, you picking Bama to win it or something? Bama? See,
we actually picked Texas and Ole Miss.
See, no, I don't. So I don't need to hear. Go ahead and fill up the comment sections. That's fine. And you can cut this clip out and put it out there and make it like I'm hating on Georgia. I'm just telling you what I think. That don't mean I'm right.
Right.
No, I can see Georgia easily losing 3 games this year. When this team has been put under pressure and challenged, they just don't come through. They've been through cupcake east for the SEC for years and years and years. And only one time can they really say that they really did something and they beat King Saban. That's what y'all want to call him. I just call him Coach Saban. And the way crazy Alabama fans are going to be on the other side saying they ain't never done nothing. Yes, Georgia has won a lot of football games.
Yeah, they've had a good program.
But let's study deeply of their strength of schedule. I don't.
Well, it's tough this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being. I could be wrong, and I'm sure some Georgia fan will tell me. Birds, if you're watching, please correct me. Their strength of schedule usually hangs around 80 to 90 or 100.
Right. Out of the 130.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Terribly easy. Since we're doing the top 5, I would have Ohio State 1, Oregon 2, Texas 3, Georgia 4, Alabama 5.
I could say that. Mississippi. And I think Alabama and Mississippi's interchangeable.
Alabama and Ole Miss, either way.
And I agree with Notre Dame at 7.
And I'm pulling this Alabama team to say, yes, they had a lot of guys transfer to Texas and had lost a running back to Florida State, but they also recruited a good class, which they're going to be young. But I'm telling you from watching practice, and can you not just be a fan of a team, Dean, and watch another team? I watched Auburn practice. I watched Missouri practice. This is what we do. I cover college football. I don't just watch Alabama.
Right.
Dang it. Why can't I have an educated opinion and not just be accused of being a fan of a team? I'm telling you, I watched these guys practice. Alabama is going to surprise some people.
Yeah, I don't think people think they're not going to be any good because Saban's not there.
They'll never win it again.
4-8. Now he's not saying he thinks Georgia's going to go 6-6.
Nope.
10-2.
9-3.
Yeah, well, we had them 10-2, 9-3 on the thing.
Yes.
They play Ole Miss and Texas away, and Alabama.
Yeah,
all 3 of them.
They ain't played a schedule like that. I don't know when. I just don't see their defense, their core of being as good as it has been. And with that being said, when Beck had to really play against somebody that had to really nose up, he just don't perform well because you just don't move in the pocket well.
Yeah.
Will he be better this year? I'm sure he will be.
Yeah, he had a tough game. He come on there at the end of the Alabama.
Have I got Georgia going 7-5?
No.
No, I'm not being ridiculous.
You're just saying they drop a couple of games.
I can't put them at 1 or 2. I just can't.
I mean, I got them at 3, and I agree with Ohio State and Oregon 1 and 2.
We got Dylan Gabriel throw for 13,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody else done that. Howard.
Yeah.
None of them. Howard's going to be a good quarterback. The reason Ohio State for me is 1 is because of the first-round draft pick at both sides of the receiving corps.
Mm-hmm.
And both guys at defensive back, Downs and the guy playing across from him.
Yeah.
They're great.
Forgetting about Downs.
And then this crazy linebacker that they're saying is going to be good as Nick Bowles.
And their schedule's not horrible.
Or these the Barbosa kids and all the crazy kids that come through Ohio State. You know, all the linebackers that was so good.
Yeah.
This kid's supposed to be good, as good as them.
Yeah. Like A.J. Hawk, some of them.
Yeah.
Guys.
This kid compares to them. So that's the top 5, sort of. Now, 6 through 10.
I agree with Ole Miss or Alabama, 5 or 6. I agree with that.
Ole Miss being 6, Notre Dame 7, Michigan 8, Penn State 9, Florida State 10.
I don't like 8 or 10. But I do agree that you got to leave Michigan and they won it. I don't think FSU lost a lot.
I wouldn't have Michigan in the top 10.
I don't know that I would either. Penn State, definitely. I might have Utah in there or Missouri.
I would have Utah and Missouri in the top 10 before I'd have Notre Dame or Michigan. I'm not high on Notre Dame. I'm telling you. I would have Penn State above Michigan or Notre Dame. Let me tell you right now, Penn State's going to be pretty good.
But they are. I've got them. I mean, on my list, I've got them at 8, Penn State. And 9 and 10, I'm just telling you, I'm sorry. It's Missouri and Utah. And Michigan and Florida State are 11 and 12. Starting out.
Yeah.
I like Utah. Utah's going to be good.
They're going to be good. Now, what can we expect with Cam Rising?
He's good to go.
Can we expect him to be the quality guy that he's been over the past 2 years?
I think. He hadn't played none last year.
Nope.
Boy, he's been a good player. Yeah, I think he'll come back. I think he's got a lot to prove. He's got the players around him to do it too. No, you done with it?
I was just gonna make sure I cut the music off and not forget about it.
What'd I say? Michigan 11.
I just can't.
FSU 12.
I can't in good
faith. I think Rising will do good. I think they're loaded. And I like their coach. I don't agree with. We're still doing the top 10. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 11 through 15.
Well, we moved LA, Missouri, and Utah up.
Yeah.
I don't agree with LSU at 12 at all.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
What about Clemson at 14, Tennessee
at
15?
That's okay. I mean, I can somewhere there. That's okay. Now, Oklahoma State at 18, so I would have Oklahoma State up a little bit more.
What about and I already know what you're going to say on this one. I got LSU at 15 and Tennessee at 13. Okie.
Oh, Oklahoma 16.
16? No.
I mean, they're starting a new quarterback.
I'd have Arizona.
They lost their defense coordinator, right? He went to No. Yeah.
I agree with 17.
He went to Missouri, is that right? Or no, Missouri's went to LSU. What am I talking about?
I'd probably have, I'm just being honest with you, I'd probably have Oklahoma State where Oklahoma is.
Me too.
And Okie State, dang it. Who am I saying? Arizona where Oklahoma State is.
Yeah, I'm not. And
K-State, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Miami being 19.
Okay. Now, at USC being 23, fine. Kansas, lost their quarterback, whatever. Let me tell you right now, there's a team on here sneaking around, and I want to tell you, Arizona may not be too terrible.
No, I moved them way up.
And let me tell you about a team right here. Old Cristobal.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
Dude, I watched the interview today on ACC Network with their linebackers and stuff.
Yeah.
This group that he brought in last year, that this is their second year, Dean, they're a good football player. I mean, their linebacker, this kid was like Florida 5A linebacker of the year. Finish was like some crazy hundreds of tackles. Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
7,000 tackles.
You know what I'm saying? But those guys, this is their second year at Miami. He's got a lot of those kind of guys, stud players from that area. And who knows football in that area is it's pretty good.
Yeah.
At Miami, crazy talent. It's crazy.
Matt, and I know we're jumping ahead. I got A&M and Oklahoma out of the top 25 and Kentucky and Virginia Tech in.
Say that again.
I got Texas A&M and Oklahoma out of my top 25 and Kentucky and Virginia Tech in.
I could go along. I mean, that's not. It's
not crazy, is it?
No, it's not crazy. I may not do that, but you could talk me into it pretty easy. But listen, guys.
Oklahoma's got a tough schedule.
You go back on the channel and watch my Virginia Tech. I did a whole 20-minute spot on them. Had about 2,000 views on it. They're going to be good. Okay.
Yeah. I think 22 starters.
I think it's a disservice not have Virginia Tech in here now. With Elko being at A&M, do you think they're getting a little? What are they getting?
I don't know what they're doing.
What's the bump for A&M? What?
They overrank them every year, Matt. I think a lot of it's because of him, and I'm sure he's good. But I mean,
do you think this number
7 on this quarterback?
Do you think this number 7 ranked team here they get a little bump too? Notre Dame. Why do
they like them?
Why they bump?
They like
them?
Freeman. They like Riley Leonard.
It's not them. Really it's not. It's Notre Dame.
It's just because
they've always done that with them. It's just
but they love this kid from Duke. The media does. I think he's good. I mean, he's from Alabama, so obviously we're going to pull for him. But he's jumped them up. I mean,
so do we don't have
I think Notre Dame's getting that playoff.
The only problems we have with any of it really is probably 15 through 25.
Yeah, I'd have Tennessee ranked higher. I'd have them ranked over LSU for sure. I don't know though. Brian Kelly won it a couple of years ago. They wasn't supposed to win it. I think he's a good coach. You think Clemson's overranked there?
Kind of do, man.
Their schedule's not terrible though.
That's not. That's why. I think they're gonna. Any of these teams rank from about 14 up, they'll have to win about. If you're ranked 14 or 15, you better win 10 games.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about this is where you're going to start. These are coaches' polls now.
Yeah.
To get in that playoff, it'd be nearly impossible for Iowa, Kansas, or USC will get some love if they're like 9-0 in week 9 or 10.
Yeah. Now I think Kansas. I don't know much about them, so I can't say. But I like, Iowa's got a ton of starters back. Oklahoma State's got a ton of starters back. Kansas State's got 20.
Where's Fish from?
Fish is at.
He's at Washington. He come from
Arizona.
Okay. They're 21.
They don't even have Washington in there, and they played for it. But they've got Michigan.
They lost everybody. Half the team, all the coaches.
Right.
All the coaches are at Alabama except one.
I don't agree with Michigan or Florida State being.
One of the coaches went NFL, and the rest of them's Alabama. Right.
Yes. Yeah. The offensive coordinator, what's his name? Did you hear me? What's his name? DeBoer?
Oh, yeah, Kalen. We'll ask this and we'll get off here. We try to stay under 2 hours, but we knew.
Yeah,
I knew coming in.
School. Yeah.
It's going to go on. Because we just know so much about high school ball. And Bo knows so much, and we're so glad he come on and hang out and share his knowledge with us. So let me finish with this question, and we'll mention Michigan. I'm being nice. So you fans of this team, I'm going to say, don't say I'm not being nice. And I'm not saying I would. I'm proposing a question to the co-hostess with the most. Could you come up with any reason
I'm listening
to put this team at number 25, Auburn?
Not yet.
All we could go by would be
outside of it close, maybe because of what they're building up.
Right, but none of those kids have signed yet. And you can't base the rankings off of an incoming committed kids.
I don't think I could right now.
Okay. I asked the question.
And maybe on some of them teams below it getting votes. We only officially do the top 25, but officially they do the top 35 because they'd give you 10 other teams that got votes. Could they be in that? Yes.
Yeah.
And if they win early, yes, they could break it. But
here's why.
I don't really know a lot about Auburn.
I know probably anything you could god dang asked.
I just know they got their quarterback and running back.
They got
the quarterback struggled. The running back's good.
Yeah, Quiz Hunter, the Alston kid's going to be second string guy from what I've seen at practice, and then Cobb's right in there with him.
Yeah. But no, they don't have. Well, they got the kid coming from high school, Coleman.
The Elba kid, Henderson.
Well, no, the receiver. They don't have an elite, which Alabama may not either have an elite receiver that we know of.
Yeah, Ryan Williams is he's an elite receiver.
Yeah,
5-star plus. Mr. Alabama 2 times in a row. He was Mr. Alabama.
But Trey Harris at Ole Miss,
he's 17 years old,
receiver in the conference, and Luther Burden. They don't have proven.
Right? No, we ain't seen him play. Perry Thompson at Auburn. He's a 4-star guy.
He's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and Kendrick Law at Alabama. Really high on him.
Yeah.
Kendrick Law's gonna be good. So I'm just saying. Auburn lost 7 games last year, so it's hard to put a team that lost that many games.
They're putting a lot of pressure on him. He better do pretty good. He better win 7.
Well, they've opened up the pocketbook a little bit. And Deuce Knight is a 4-star quarterback that's supposed to be going to Notre Dame, but he's on flip watch to Auburn. Supposedly, from what I heard, and here's some dirty, deep intel. Since anybody wants to share on here, Auburn fans, please share. They were supposed to wait and hit some money. Was supposed to hit the bank Friday for him to commit to Auburn, and he said he wasn't ready to commit.
Yeah.
I think the money didn't go through, or they didn't give him how much he wanted to flip from Notre Dame to Auburn. People are still saying, Well, he's not ready to commit yet. We're not asking him to commit. They're going to pay him like, $100,000 just to put on a hat. He's not signing. No kids are signing right now. This is not signing day.
No.
This class signing day won't be till next year. You can
Right.
early sign by December. That's going to be May of 25.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't put them. I couldn't put Auburn at 25. I would rather have Virginia Tech or
No, I mean,
25.
all those teams we had in there got a lot of returning,
Hey,
a lot of firepower.
North Carolina State. We did a big spot on them, man. They're going to have a good group back.
Yeah, Miami's got Washington State's quarterback. You go top 25 quarterbacks in the country, and Auburn's is probably not one of them right now. He may be mid-season, but not right at this moment. I don't even know who the top 25 quarterbacks in the country are, but I'm sure that
I can name
Dart,
about 5
Beck, Milroe,
Ewers,
Uyunglele, which we Klubnik.
He would be way down. Milroe be one of your top quarterbacks. Cam Ward be a top quarterback.
Leonard, Cam Rising.
Cam will be a top quarterback.
Nico
Sanders will be a top quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
From Shador from Colorado.
Yeah, should definitely be a top.
He's a good quarterback. I know the team's not good.
No, I think they'll be better though.
Let's see that.
I can't put them in there either.
That kid from South Carolina,
You went
and the Drones kid at VTech. See that some of these guys are kind of new on the scene. So who have you seen play last year? Like, there's not a lot of love for
Gabriel's going to be the top quarterback in the country.
Absolutely. He's
going to be named it preseason.
Yes, already, because his passing percentage is like 90%. I mean, overall.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then Arizona's quarterback's probably on up there. I think he's back. I can't pronounce his name. It's Falalula or something.
Yeah. I think.
But yes, Gabriel 100% early, right?
I'm just not a Klubnik fan. I played them on the game. He's terrible.
Really?
Clemson, they're terrible.
Yeah.
I couldn't win with them, man.
Hey, don't forget about the old boy from Syracuse now. He did pretty good last year.
He was good at Ohio State.
Yeah. He was.
So that's some of that beef and some running backs we like to move over. Ole Miss has got a large running back room. Alabama's probably going to have one of the better running back rooms because of their high school ratings, and I've been told that Auburn has the better running back room.
They got a good room.
Based off of because Hunter had –
Hunter's good.
Yeah.
He can gain the yards.
Yeah, he had 900 last year, 890, 880. I think he had 9 – something like that.
I think he had 93 against Alabama.
Yes, he did. But the argument is –
which was considered good, and it was.
Sure. But the argument is, well, he's better than, Haynes or the kid from Buford, Jam and them.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know? We ain't seen him play.
I don't know. One of these guys may be the next Herschel Walker. Jacquez Hunter may be the next Herschel Walker.
He's the only returning starting running back in the SEC.
Hunter?
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, except for Sanders, who transferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's other guys that have started somewhere, but they started somewhere else.
So by default, he is the best returning running back.
He is. He's the only one.
That's why
he's the best.
I'm trying to tell the fans.
They said he's the best.
They said, I know what you're saying is correct, but he's the only returning. So that's why.
He is.
Yeah. So,
Kentucky's is new. Schaefer's gone at Missouri. I'm trying to think if he literally is the only one.
He is. There ain't nobody. He either got drafted or transferred.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I mean, there's some loopholes there, but yes, technically he's the only starting running back to his team.
I did some homework on it, and that's what I come up with too.
Yeah. To his team.
Dean, tell us a little about what's the deal with Michigan?
I don't know who they've got back except that Donovan Everett.
No, they're probation. They're suspension.
You're going to have to tell me about it because I'm confused.
I don't. What are they doing?
A year?
Well, I mean, why? What's
Harbaugh?
I know, but what's based on what?
I guess he did illegal recruiting again. I just don't understand it. He's gone, right? Why are they so out for him?
Well, he's not there, so
he's not going to have to suffer any of these consequences.
Is it for the? See, I've seen some people talking about where the guys spied on them at practice or something. Or
Yeah, I mean,
so are they still in trouble for that? That's what I'm saying.
it sounds like it.
I don't know.
I saw something about a year's probation. Did you not?
It's the most confusing case because
It's very.
somebody.
I'm puzzled.
Jeff,
as a matter of fact,
if you're still on there, Jeff, you can tell us.
I don't really understand it.
Give us y'all's opinion on it because I don't. From what I've seen, it's just a bunch of hullabaloo, and there's no. What are they in trouble for? I mean,
I don't think nobody knows.
Is it something new they did, or is it the same old stuff?
I'm looking it up right now.
Well,
It's got to be the same. Michigan violations. You know, I read some on it a couple of days last week, and I just can't get a grip. Michigan violation.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jeff. I mean to mention that. Baxter, Texas running back's out. He's done.
Yeah.
Baxter.
Oh, the new one. Yeah.
Strong, done. He blowed his knee out or something. He's gone. I hate that.
It just says here, Matt, unethical conduct and failed to cooperate when he denied involvement. It's the same thing.
But okay, so we'll clean this up and we're gonna get off here. I heard.
And here's something else on sign stealing. Well, we know the sign stealing.
Well, that guy was dressed up in a mustache and the sunglasses, standing over on the sideline at Western Michigan. Like that's really they need to steal signs from them.
Matt, which is too late now, but somebody just texted me and said your mic had static issues.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I wished I'd have known that earlier. I would have done something about it.
I haven't heard it. I didn't hear nothing when I was on.
Hearing on the headphones?
No, nothing.
Yeah, you can't have
Logan
nothing
Brooks just told me. That couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, it pops, and I don't know why it does that.
But I mean, you wasn't just the whole time.
Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it pops. I don't know why it does that. But I mean, you wasn't just. I know what he's talking about. It's probably when I was highlighting some of the. When you highlight stuff, for some reason it'll crack in the mic.
Oh, okay.
It'll crack in the mic when you highlight some of that stuff on there. So we'll say it seems like the same old kind of stuff from Michigan. If they're going to just run them in the ground for the same.
I don't know why they don't leave them alone.
But I could have swore I heard the commissioner say at the end of the year, maybe the Big Ten guy or whatever, somebody asked the question, well, is this going to – is there any way this title will be vacated later for – no, absolutely not. Everything of this is gone and it's been put to rest. Because the guy on Craney Company, David, one of the Michigan quarterbacks on the show with him, he played at Michigan. So he keeps up with all of it. And I remember them talking about last year that how he – was saying, no, when this is over, it's over.
Yeah.
So
they're saying now, I did see something that if Harbaugh comes back, he's got to be suspended if he was to come back to college.
He ain't coming back. He wouldn't have no reason to.
I don't know. It just seems a bit much. Leave him alone. I mean, I remember a few years ago, and I'll shut up after this. There was a Nazi war criminal they kept trying to prosecute. And they should have. But he got up in his 90s and they kept on. And I was just like, one day I was like, leave him alone.
Take him out and shoot him or put him in, I don't know, something, or just do something.
And somebody's like, no, you can't leave him alone. I'm like, he's 91.
Just put him in the death chain. I mean, do something. Either move on.
Y'all have ruined. I mean, they've destroyed his life, which was fine.
Yeah, because he killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But put him in the gas chamber
But it got to the point where it was enough.
Yeah, like we're going to move on from it. Or we're going to put him in a firing squad.
Yeah.
We got to do one of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah. So Michigan.
And it's kind of the deal with Michigan.
Either punish them, get them on probation for feeding the kids chicken nuggets, for Harbaugh lying about a coach being on the field during the COVID thing.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy stealing signs from Western Michigan. So just put them 5 years, you're on probation, you get scholarship restrictions, no bowl games, or shut up.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it reminds me exactly of what I told you, and that's kind of how I went with that. It's just like, leave the dude alone. They'd always come up with new charges. And they got to the point where he hit 90. And I'm like, really? New charges again?
What are you going to do? Put him in jail for 1 year?
He lived till he's 92. They got him.
So, all right. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out. Darren, what a dang show we had. 247 is in the books, Dean.
Good one.
247 is in the books. Sorry about the mic issues. I don't know. I think it does.
Nobody said nothing to me except Logan.
When I pull up that screen and highlight stuff,
yeah,
I heard it in my headphone cracking.
Oh, I don't think it was anything major.
But it didn't. It wouldn't do it when I was talking. It was just doing it when I'd hold that button and highlight. I don't know why it does that. So, y'all come back next week, show 248, and we'll have. Well, we still won't have we don't have really much football to talk about. It hasn't happened yet. Week. But we'll have.
Well, we'll go to a game Friday, and we can talk about that.
Yeah.
About how the team looked, and then we can get information. It's just jamborees, though, now. These don't count.
No.
So Center won't be 1-0, or Gillsville 1-0, or somebody else 0-1.
Gillsville's got Gaston
and
Cherokee
Center's
County plays.
Or the teams won't be 0-1.
North Jackson.
They lost. But no, they didn't.
All right, y'all come back next week and hang out with us. We may have a best of list for some of the surprising schedules or something. Teams we may think,
Right. And then the next week we'll have high school.
We may do Ohio State and Oregon next week.
Yeah, we can.
Because
we were going to do that anyway.
Because we ain't done them.
They're the only two we haven't done.
We know they're going to be 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, 1 or 2, vice versa. Either way, I don't have Georgia 1. I don't know how they're 1. Why are they 1?
I don't have no idea why they're 1.
Why would the coaches?
I guess because of ATM. I guarantee you they're not 1 in the AP.
Does the coaches know something we don't?
No.
I mean, I don't know. We're going to get off here. We'll start talking about. I'm just confused. I don't know why Georgia's 1.
No.
I'd have them about 3 or 4.
And I don't have no problem telling anybody. I don't understand that. Top 5? Yeah. Number 1?
Oh,
no.
I mean, I think I've got them 3 or 4.
I had them 3.
Yeah.
It's not nothing.
I mean, we're just going to base it on talent. Now, Georgia is loaded.
Yeah, but they lost their best players.
And their schedule, they played a schedule like this
in,
I don't know, 15 years.
They lost their 2 best receivers. I know they got some good ones coming back, but they did lose their best ones. I don't think nobody's going to quit being my friend because I said there's a number 3 team in the country.
God darn it. Cut them off.
Alabama's 5. You suck.
All right, y'all come back and hang out next week. We'll be back. All right.
Y'all have a good week.
All right, see y'all.